You're not Geelong. See, all my family. Jono Freeman's been doing bench presses. Welcome to Fankhauser Reserve here on the beautiful Gold Coast. It is the home of the Southport Footy Club, the Sharks, and today on NEAFL TV they are hosting the Aspley Hornets for NEAFL Round 9. We're streaming live on NEAFL TV, of course, through our broadcast partner, Bar TV. Thank you very much to all of the gentlemen from Bar TV. My name's Michael Price. Joining me is Riley Staraj, and Riley, we've got a cracker today. This is going to be a really tight contest, methinks.
Oh, it's going to be an absolute sensational game. Price here. Thank you for having me with you on the coverage. Two very powerhouse state league clubs of the Queensland football scene. I'll tell you what, it's a massive game for both clubs, particularly Aspley, though. It's very much a win or bust situation for them. They need to keep in touch of the finals race. Of course, they're in the top six at the moment, but it's so tight they want to get a win this afternoon and really get their season going.
Yeah, Southport, they're basically they need to win to keep in touch with the undefeated Brisbane Lions, who are doing a job on the Sydney Swans at halftime as we speak by about 40 points. So the Lions going from strength to strength. But we're talking about Southport. Their form line's pretty good. They met Aspley in round 2 this year. I called that game. Southport actually broke a 7-year hoodoo by winning at Vauxhall Oval at Aspley's home ground the first time they'd done that. It was a thriller by about 8 points. The Sharks were a little wasteful. They could have actually won it by a bit more. But again, it was a tight contest. Aspley, as you say, they have to win this to keep in touch. How do you reckon the Hornets are going to go?
I think they're actually going to do pretty well this afternoon. Of course, this fantastic win their last game against the NT Thunder up there in Darwin. They've come into this game with some form from that. Their last few weeks has actually been quite good. Of course, they started the season 0-3, but of course since then they've had 2 wins over Redlands and of course the NT Thunder, and then they had a close-ish loss to the Gold Coast Suns in between that. So not a terrible form line by any teams. We know the talent that they have on their list, and they've got some real good tall players as well in course of Jake Spencer and Jonathan Freeman. I think they're going to be in for a red-hot crack this afternoon.
Yeah, Southport, they've got the pretty good form line. They're sitting third as well, 6-1. Looking pretty good in their flag defence. They, as you said though, Aspley should be coming in reasonably fresh. They had that win over the NT, then they've had the bye. So they should be reasonably fresh for today's contest. I want to talk about a couple of players. Billy Murphy's one that fascinates me for Aspley. Box Hill Billy, he's kicked around about 20 goals for the year. He would average a couple per game, and he's kicked 2 bags of 6 in the last 3, but he does that on limited possessions. He really makes the opposition pay when he gets the ball.
He certainly does. I was actually having a look at his individual stats this morning. Currently at the moment for the year, 36.5% of his possessions is actual scoring shots on goal, so he's incredibly efficient when he does get the ball. Of course, he's only a very short and slim player, but he's just so dangerous in that forward 50, and Aspley would be very happy to have him at the feet of the like of Jono Freeman roving off the crumb.
Just having a look at the skippers in the middle, toss of the coin, and El Mucho, Andrew Boston, co-captain of the Southport Sharks, has won the toss. He's going to be kicking to the left of screen as we look at it here on NEAFL TV. That's with the breeze as well. It's a little bit of a swirling breeze, but it should favour just to the left of screen by a couple. Riley, I want to get a tip off you.
I actually think that today, Aspley, I reckon they can get the job done. I think it's going to be a very tight and slender contest. Southport, as you mentioned, they have come in 6-1. Their last couple of weeks, though, have been a little bit scratchy. Of course, they were beaten pretty handsomely by GWS 2 Sundays ago, and then they only scraped over Redlands last week. And I think Aspley, it's just such a massive game for them and their fortunes in season 2019. They're such a proud club, and over the last few weeks, I've got the feeling they're just building into something. So I think they'll get it done by about 10 points today.
Okay, I reckon it's going to be very close, but I'm going to tip the home home side by a goal. Now, another very interesting player, Trent Stubbs for the Southport Sharks. Of course, we go back to 2013. He was in the NEAFL Team of the Year. You know a lot about him.
Yeah, so he is a very, very good player. Of course, played a lot of his football in New South Wales for the Sydney Hills Eagles, normally known as the East Coast Eagles. He is one of the best local league, state league players I've seen play personally back in my time. He was such a good footballer. Of course, was on Collingwood's list for a period of time as well. He just knows how to rack up the football. He's such a smart player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play today.
Big target as well, of course, with Mitch Johnson omitted from the Southport side. One of a number of changes in for Southport, Ryan Davis. You've got the American Alex Aricchio, who's in as well. Interesting story, that the 27-year-old from New York in his 5th year of AFL football. He's going to be having a crack today. And Jamison Shea, the other one from Footscray in the VFL, they're coming in for Southport. For Aspley, the only change was Jack Stanley coming in defence, the former Aspley junior. But we're in the middle, and umpire Chris Mellon has the ball in hand. Really looking forward to NEAFL TV Round 9, the Southport Sharks versus the Aspley Hornets, here at Fankhauser Reserve through our broadcast partner Bar TV. Michael Price and Riley Staraj getting your action together here. Just umpire, just holding things up. He's just about to go. Riley?
So we're in for a massive contest this afternoon. Massive ramifications for both sides. Southport trying to get into second position. Aspley trying to keep in touch and stay within the top 6. So here we go, opening bounce. It's not a bad one from the umpire as well. Give the honours that time to Spencer, tapping it out of the ruck. Getting the clearance away there was Williams towards the forward line. Off hands, coming through Hards forward. Right foot kicking towards the forward 50. Aspley have the numbers, but they're under pressure. It's a throw paid against the Hornets, so it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Sharks. And it's going to go the way of Lee Dale, the man with the best dreadlocks in the NEAFL. And he'll have a shot, you would think, from about 49, 48 metres out.
He has a good Bob Marley set, hasn't he? But this is a really good opportunity for the Sharks to strike early. Good set shot from just inside 50. Breeze at his back.
So Lee Dale, he'll come in. First shot of the game within the first minute. He sets it on its way. It's to the right side. So first score of the afternoon going the way of the Sharks. It is one behind. They lead by a point early stages opening term.
So opportunity missed there for Southport. Beautiful day here on the Gold Coast, as I say. 23 degrees, a little bit of breeze just favouring the left of screen. You can see the ball being held up as it gets kicked out towards Spencer. Turner spoils it towards the deck. That's going to come out to John O'Giles. He can't pick it up for Aspley. Toes it off the deck though. It goes over the boundary line. We'll get a throw in just to the left of the NEAFL commentary box here. We're just above where the Aspley bench is. So we'll get a good look at that. The Southport bench to our right. The throw in. Spencer versus Turner. They got a bit of a figure 4 leg lock there with Jed Turner. Put the suplex on Spencer, so Spencer gets the free kick. He just lopes in. That's a dangerous kick. It holds up in the breeze. Dale, he intercepts but can't control it. Lucky for Aspley, they'll get out of this. The handball comes from Dougie Lawrence. He puts his teammate under pressure. Could have been a free kick to Jordan Hayden. In fact, it is for high contact. And Aspley will take the free kick on the outer wing.
So Hayden just on the defensive side of the ground here for the Hornets. They just want to hold the ball up here. They want to get some momentum early. They don't want to be blown out of this one. Of course, the last time they played at Southport was in the preliminary final in 2018, and they got played off the park very convincingly that day. Fed out from Spencer, back to Warren. It goes out of play, and we'll have a throw-in right on the wing. Magnificent conditions here, ladies and gentlemen, for football. Great contest coming up for you.
You just see that breeze, though, the ball being held up in the breeze as Aspley trying to bring it forward. So Southport, with the aid of that breeze, Spencer and Turner go at it again. Turner just dabs it down. Ives gets in, then goes without the ball. Coming through, Fife can't get it. Ives goes back in and chips it forward. Aspley have got a chance there. It's well taken there by John O'Giles. He chips it forward on the lead. It's a good take. Well done by Nellis. Gets it back. Payne inside 50. Big numbers for Aspley. Gross at the front. Roving Ives. Beautiful left foot. Will it bounce? No, it's going to bounce straight across the face of goal. Southport will keep it in. Just trying to get through. Clark and Roos waxed, then Davis. And geez, they did it in a phone box there. Well done to Tyler Roos, who got about 3 touches in that little chain, and Southport will be able to get out at right half back. It was very composed from the Southport defence.
Such a composed defensive unit for Southport, and one of the reasons why they won the premiership last year is Tape sends it towards the wing position. Gee, that's a good mark at half back. Under some real pressure there, Boston. Hand pass quickly to his teammate, and he'll send it towards half forward. One-on-one contest. Allen gets the spoil, and he'll eventually trickle out of play, and we'll have a throw-in about 80 metres out from Southport's attacking goal. So we've played just about 4 minutes into this one. Both teams just feeling each other out to a degree.
I would think that would be the attacking side of the ground if you're coming to the left of screen as well, Riley, because coming in from the left half forward flank would be very difficult in against that breeze. The tap down, it's just slapped underneath there, and Cal Castledine pops up, and with the ball it's El Morcho, Andrew Boston, last one to pop up there. Spencer down to Ben Warren, shoots a handball out, it's intercepted by Turner. Now Boston on all fours, he's tackled, he's dragged the ball back in. No, the umpire said it'll be a ball up. It was umpire Jonathan Angus there, so we'll do it all again from the same spot.
So at the contest, give the honours to Spencer that time. Going in is Fife. He feeds a hand pass back. Now the kick towards half forward. Beats Dale, beats Bowie. Goes over the back. Fields couldn't pick it up. Dale gets the soccer. Bowie looming ominously. He's such a live wire of a footballer. Bounces out of his hands. Still coming through. Socket forward from Fields. Ives, though, getting back defensively. Is content to see it over the boundary. And we'll have a throw in the forward pocket here for Southport.
No easy touches at the moment as we see Gavin Gross coming off the field early. And he's going to be replaced there by Connor Stackelberg. Throw in right forward pocket for Southport. They scored a behind early. Looking to get involved as Hall gets it down to himself. Has a snap. It was just smothered off the boot. It was some great little ruck work. Jackson Allen provided the smother. So another throw in. It's going to be very tight. I've got a feeling that both sets of ruckmen as well don't want to be taking it too far outside the contest, dropping the ball in and around their feet for their midfielders to have a go at. Spencer does it again, going in hard. Payne, he can't pick it up. He had Timokai Bowie on his hammer, and we'll do it all again. So it's very tight to start off with, Riley.
Very tight, but you've got the feeling this is just going to build up very nicely as the day goes along. Of course, first time these two sides met in 2019, very tight contest as you mentioned. It's only 8 points the margin, but it was one that was certainly good viewing as the ball comes out of Aspley's defensive line. Freeman couldn't get that. It's escorted over the boundary. We'll have a throwing about 65 metres out from Southport's attacking goal.
Just the percentages, Riley, isn't it? They're just keeping close to the boundary and just making sure that the opposition doesn't get any easy touches.
So there's the throw-in. Well, Spencer got front position initially, but I think Turner got the tap down. It comes out, though, for Aspley. Great tackle from Bowie, and he's been rewarded, so he'll get the free kick, and he can pump it deep or hand pass it back. It's sent across towards the forward line. One-on-one contest. No mark taken from Stubbs. Falls to the bottom of the pack. Davis couldn't pick it up off the deck. And it's just tied up. And it'll be another stoppage inside Southport's forward 50. So they're probably winning the territory battle early here, Southport, but haven't got reward on the board. We've played 8.5 minutes. And 6.5 minutes, and it's just one behind the difference early on.
So the ball up there, Hall misses it. Now, did Spencer nudge him out of it? He did. The umpire, Spencer pleads his case, but Josh Hall in that ruck contest was bodied out of it as he went to go up to tap it. So we'll be right behind it. It's a very difficult kick. He's going to be having the breeze come across him from right to left. So Josh Hall. It's been well documented. He's a former national high jump champion. He played some rugby league with Penrith. Gold Coast Suns. He's been doing a bit of everything, but he's been at Southport the last couple of years. He comes in from 45, allows for the breeze beautifully. Started it right and it hooked left. That's exactly what you got to do. Some local knowledge here from Josh Hall. Gets the first goal of the game on the board for Southport. 1-1-7. Aspley yet to score. We played 7.5 minutes of the first term. NEAFL TV through Bar TV.
Yeah, that was very well done there from Josh Hall. Knew the conditions very well, worked it back nicely. That's actually goal number 13 for him in season 2019, so he'd be pretty happy with his start so far in this early stages of this season. Of course, you know, he's one of the leading goal kickers for Southport this year. Mitch Johnson, who isn't playing this afternoon, he is Southport's leading goal kicker, so Hall would want to have a big influence. He'll be the primary target, you would imagine, up in the forward 50 for Southport, as we're just about to get underway once again. And it will be Spencer in the ruck, and he'll be going up against Turner. Give the honours to Turner that time. Fife couldn't shark it off the deck. Kicked away from Ruse. He'll go back again. Second effort, well done. Goes again for a third effort. Good persistence. That Craven gets a half a kick away towards the boundary. Warren couldn't quite get there. Fields neither could. Payne gets a soccer 30 metres forward. Just trying to gain some territory here. Murdoch, Ruse feeds it back. They've done well here, Southport. Well done. Fed back further. Willis. Now it's a left foot hiking kick in the air from Doran. It pitches in the field of play. Fife, if he can keep it in, has got numbers. He does, but well done from Craven. He's a very likely type, Jasper Craven. We saw a lot of football of him last year for Aspley as well as Mount Gravatt in the QAFL competition, a much more permanent fixture at the NEAFL level, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Absolutely.
Put in the good work there. He made a beeline for the boundary line, and it worked for him. Turner, I'll give that one to him. Slaps it down. It was beautifully done there by Williams. Got the ball in there. Inside 50. Stubbs can't take it. At the base of the pack was Ford. Handball back out now to Williams. Curls it on the right, and it didn't quite make it. Another behind. Southport 1-2-8 to Aspley, yet to score. 8.5 gone. First term. Aspley about to bring the ball back in.
So they just want to keep possession here, Aspley, you feel. But it goes quickly from Allen. Now it's fed out from Lawrence, who'll go towards half-back with a chiselling sort of a ball that's spoiled out of play. From Ives, and we'll have a throw in, of course, Doug Lawrence. He does split his time here between Aspley as well as the Western Magpies in the QAFL competition, one of the best defenders in that league. He want to be making an impression this afternoon. He's got a big job ahead of him to help stop this Southport line. As Aricchio, first mention of him, got the tap down uncontested. Well, almost ridden like a jockey there. The Southport player, but it's going to be turned over from the kick defensively. It's fed inside. The target in the middle of the ground is Davis. He'll get there first. It bounces nicely enough and taps it to himself. Oh, well done from the veteran. He just worked inside two Hornets, sends it towards the forward 50 with an absolute mongrel. Going towards the pocket. Allen's there first, pursued by Dale. And it just goes out of play. I tell you what, Jackson Allen, he's lucky. That pitch just inside the line as he got a boot to it. But it'll be a throw in. 30 metres out from Southport's attacking goal. They've got all the territory early.
Absolutely, they're peppering 1-2-8 and with plenty of other chances as well. Ball inside the attacking 50 for the Southport Sharks. Turner versus Gross in the ruck. Gross gets it down. Allen, he's tackled into the ground. Once again, he had a chance at letting go of it. They jumped on him. Umpire's going to ping him here. He had a chance. He was tackled, got free, did not handball or do anything with the ball. He was tackled on a second occasion. Umpire had no alternative but to ping him. So Michael Manteet is going to have a shot at goal from 20. He's looking directly into the middle of the field. He's going to go with the hook around on the right shoe and does it superbly, Michael Manteet. Second goal for Southport. 2-2-14. Aspley yet to score, and the Sharks on fire early here at Fankhauser.
Yeah, great start for Southport on their home deck. They're up and about today. Last couple of weeks, as we mentioned, they've been a bit sluggish in their performances. They only just scraped over the line last week against the Bombers, but really good start for them. And it's amazing, just quickly on that kick from Michael Manteet. And yesteryear, you probably would have seen a player go for the drop punt from that sort of angle and distance, but the modern-day player, they do prefer to kick around the body, and he did it absolutely superbly.
Yeah, the skills impeccable there from Michael Manteet. He's had a bit of a journey in his career as well, playing with Sydney Uni. He's been on the Collingwood rookie list as well.
But he's now here at Southport, and he's such a crucial player in that lineup as we get things underway. This will be the first look at Aricchio in the middle of the ground. He wins the tap over Gross, but Gross gets it off the bounce and will send it off the right foot towards the forward 50. Coming out hard's Freeman, couldn't take the mark. Getting in there is Tape. Hand pass short, goes to Clark. It's fed further back, and now we'll go towards the wing position. Henderson got the spoil away. Southport have the numbers. It's still kept in the field of play from Tape towards the wing. Aricchio flies, couldn't take the mark. Comes off hands, Dawson. Now it's fed from Craven, taken high after the hit. But it's still play on Bowie again. That's the second tackle today. He's got a quick turn of foot, and now Southport towards the forward 50. One-on-one contest. A big lumbering left footer in Turner. He can pick this up. No, he can't. Still keeps his feet, though. Well done. Stays in the field of play. Tries to kick it, and he'll run it out of bounds. But Southport, they went from 0 to 100 very quickly there from the middle of the ground.
Absolutely. He had the turning circle of a B-double. Jed Turner there. He almost had a chance at getting a snap-on goal. Just couldn't quite get it. Dougie Lawrence just doing enough to put the big man off as Gross jumps up, slaps it down. What are they going to do here? The handball comes back to Lonnie Hampton. He's tackled. Let's lose the ball. Fife puts his head over it. It spills out. Giles gives it over. It's kicked down the line. It's going to go out of bounds just in front of the interchange gates. They're scrambling very well, Aspley, but the ball is basically living in their forward half. That is Southport, and Aspley just being forced to defend as Ives tries to get onto Boston here. And Manteet uses that as a bit of a block to get through the clearance. Now the ball spills. Templeton handballs it off there. And the ball has... It was a push in the back, was it? Oh, yes, and that will go a free kick to Aspley.
So it's going to be an Aspley free kick. Go towards the forward line. 1-on-1 contest. It's balled off hands. Spencer was there, but couldn't get it off the bounce. But it's tied up, and we'll have a stoppage. About 48 metres out from Aspley's goal. Rux will go at it again. Give the honours to Spencer that time. Good tackle laid from Giles, and we'll have another stoppage. Aspley, they'd love to get a goal here. It'd really be against the flow. It's been all Southport early. Oricchio wins the tap down. Off hands, Boston feeds a hand pass indiscriminately away, but it's tied up once again at the bottom of the pack. And we'll have another ball up. About 55 out.
You can probably hear that wind coming through the headphones as well, as it's just picking up a little bit. So Southport have got that breeze that they are kicking within this first quarter as Aspley come out. It's Gowers, chips it up inside 50. Chance for the Hornets. Mark taken. Nellis with the right hand in that glove. James Nellis, the 27-year-old, takes the mark. 40 metres out, directly in front. And he's going to have to aim for the left goal post too here, Riley, because you've got that breeze basically blowing directly at the goal face to us here in the commentary box.
Yeah, very tough conditions to kick at this end of the ground, but he's a quality footballer. We'll back him in from here.
Strong kick. He starts at left. It holds up, but that was enough. He read it to perfection, did James Nellis. So gets the first goal for Aspley. 2-2-14 to 1 straight 6. Only 8 points the margin, considering that Southport have been locked into their forward 50, basically the forward half of the ground. Aspley only trailing by 8 points. They wouldn't mind that.
They certainly wouldn't. And I think, that really was against the run of play. I was really impressed there. James Nellis, really quick turn of foot to get to that ball. And sometimes when you're a side and you've got all the momentum going against you early, you just need a little bit of a steadier, and just to churn those goals away. Of course, Coach Dan Webster, he would know that in the second quarter they'll be going with the win. They might be able to freewheel a little bit more, and they should be able to get some more score on the board, but they're in touch. Southport certainly dominated early proceedings. There's no doubt about that.
Just looking at Jono Giles and Tyler Roos, it's an interesting matchup in the clearance.
So there's the bounce that will be recalled just out of the stoppage. Of course, Tyler Roos has been one of the absolute best in the NEAFL this year, averaging over 30 disposals, probably the only blemish on his record so far this year. He's only kicked 1 goal, 8, so he's been very inaccurate in front of the sticks. He'd love to clean that up as the year goes along. Ball up from the umpire. Oricchio wins it down. Fantastic tap work to Boston. Wheels on to the left. Inside out sort of torpedo ball, but it goes to Dale, who's about 65 metres out. Will wheel and go. 1-on-1 contest in the square. Working the front position. Hall couldn't quite take the mark. Bowie hand pass back. It's kicked from Fields, and that is a goal to the Sharks. As the great Sandy Roberts would say, there's the quick reply. Southport have kicked their third. They go to 3-2-20. Aspley 1 straight 6. 17 minutes gone into this first quarter.
Gee, good snap on the left there from Tom Fields. But again, the work. How's about the big American in the middle of the field? Alex Oricchio just smacked it down Andrew Boston's throat. The inside-out torpedo worked, thank goodness, but Dale just got it in there. Timokai Bowie again. When the ball hits the deck, he's providing a physical contest, whether it be attacking the player with the ball or just attacking the ball. He did the job there, and the ball came out to Tom Fields. So well done again, Southport. So that's a good answer. As you said, Riley, they just straight away came up with their third goal. So 14 points the margin, 18 minutes gone of the first term. We're back into the middle. Spencer Oricchio gets it down. Manteet tackled. How did he let loose the ball? Umpire said he didn't. And that's got to be close to 50 because they've booted it off. The Aspley players made sure the umpire knew about it too, because about 20 of them in chorus said 50. So they will get that 50 free kick, and it will be a shot at goal from point-blank range. There's a little bit of stink on. Hampton and Billy Murphy get in there with a little bit of verbal. Southport Sharks, they don't mind that either.
There's always a little bit of stink between these two teams, of course. Very famous powerhouse Queensland clubs. But again, Aspley, they'd love to just stay in touch with the Sharks unit. They wouldn't want it to blow away in the first half. But
so William Gowes is going to come in. 30 metres out directly in front. Former Swans Academy member comes in. Should aim just to the left a little. Stabs it through. Second goal for Aspley. 8 points the margin again. 3-2-20 the Sharks, 2 straight to the Hornets. We've played around about 19 minutes of the first quarter here on NEAFL TV.
Yeah, that scoreboard is very far away. Good work there, Pricey, to spot the time on the clock. But yeah, Aspley, they just need to just stay in touch with this Sharks unit. I hammer on it quite a number of times, but when you're away from home and you're playing such a strong outfit like Southport, if you can stay in touch, it'll build belief throughout the game, and they know that they're going to have moments where their time will come. They are going against the Breeze in this opening term. So I think Coach Dan Webster would just emphasise, just stay in touch with this Sharks unit. You know, last time they played, it was a very close contest, and he knows that his troops, they're certainly very capable of pulling out a win here this afternoon at Fankhauser Reserve. As back in the middle, give the honours to Turner that time, falls to the bottom of the pack. Hand pass out from Castledine. Dale swoops on the football. He's been pretty busy early. Hand pass fed out. Now the kick forward from Mantee. It's a bit of an up and under sort of a ball. Stubbs flies very early, but forced the ball to the bottom of the contest. Hand pass out there from Gowers. It goes towards the wing position. Now it goes to Borch. He'll swing onto the left boot. It's been turned over defensively from Southport, and they'll get the ball.
Turner's on his haunches, still in the centre of the ground after that last ruck knock. He's not well. He is not well at all. He's just tried to wander off, and he's got the wobbly boots on. The ball's gone down inside 50, and it's been taken well done there by Jordan Arnold for Aspley. But Big Jed Turner, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going off to receive some attention and see whether that head knock is a concussion issue, as he jogs off with a towel on his nose. Now, William Gowers to right half forward. Looked like Freeman was being held there, but nothing happening. Clark paying him close attention. I just watched as Big Jed Turner, he copped one. He's got the towel around the nose. He's obviously bleeding, but when he got up, Riley, he did have those wobbly boots on, so I hope he's okay, the big unit.
It's always pretty scary when you see a player like that get up and get the staggers, but if he's out for the rest of the game, Alex Oricchio, he's got a massive job ahead of him. Of course, it's very early speculation, but we'll wait and see on that one, as we'll have another stoppage tackle laid from Dale. Henderson dived on the ball also.
Geez, wouldn't it place a lot of pressure on the American then?
Back at the contest. Give the honours to Oricchio that time. Payne held off it just from Roos. Now Roos gets the football, dispossessed immediately, but the umpire calls play on. Clements will virtually swan dives into a Hornet back.
They put a saddle on him.
It's come out Spencer. He'll go again in the ruck contest, and he'll go against Oricchio. He's got front position, but Spencer wins it decisively. Manteet dispossessed straight away. Very tight here so far. A lot of stoppages, a lot of in and under work from both teams. They don't mind a scrap. And we'll do it all again. So we've got the ball up. Just at right half forward for Aspley, just forward to centre. Spencer. Now Roos. Gowers just picked his pocket, then kicked it inside 50, right to the edge, coming out. Freeman couldn't quite take it, punched away from him. Good work there from Taylor. Now Dale kicks it long towards Fields. He did well in a 2-on-1. Aspley will come away with the ball, though. Good bit of pace there shown by Jack Stanley. Handball away. Big clash there. Josh Hall was the man there. Alex Oricchio comes in against Bolch. They both miss the ball going at Henderson. There's a stacks on there. Geez, a physical contest here at Fankhauser Reserve, and we've got both benches just to our right. Aspley in front and Southport, they're both very vocal and really cheering on their team. So it's tapped down there by Spencer. Bolch overruns it, towed off the deck now. Aspley should have it covered. No, they don't. Yes, they do. Jackson Allen comes in. He grabs it. He's tackled. Umpire says pin to him. Good tackle from Clements, and we'll have another ball up in front of the commentary box. Both sides know how important this afternoon is. Aspley, certainly in the last 10 to 15 minutes, they started working themselves really into this game. They were really swamped early, but it's only 8 points the margin as we'll do it all again. Really liked Alex Arriccio's tap work early when he has been in there.
Well, Matthew Primus would be a pretty handy ruck coach at Southport, wouldn't he?
Certainly would, of course. Port Adelaide Premiership captain is back at the game. Manteet, left peg towards the forward line. Oh, that is a really good mark from Dawson. Of course, he took Mark of the Year about a month ago against Redlands.
You've called it early.
I certainly did, but we'll see how that goes the end of the year as Aspley through the middle of the ground. That's a turnover. It could be dangerous. Clark handballs it away now. It's kicked towards the forward 50 from Shea. Aspley have the numbers, and Dawson, well, he's not paid the mark. And we'll have a ball up 25 metres out from Southport's attacking goal.
Could have been a free kick there. I thought he might have been dragged down, but umpire was closer than I am. It was umpire Chris Mellon, very experienced man. He throws the ball up. Payne takes it from the clearance, hooks it around, goes over the head of Castledine. He's trying to control it. Enter Fife and Seb Tape. Burst through, handball over to Ruse. Ruse back now to Fife. Fife chisels one. Oh, good spoiling effort from Stanley. Aspley fighting hard in defence. Fife. Oh, Payne jumped over the top of him. It was almost comical. Comes back for Southport. Murdoch, left foot. Dangerous spot. See the ball held up there. Forward pocket and Hall. Off hands. We'll have a throw in the left forward pocket. Geez, when the ball goes high up, it just gets completely stuck on that wind. It's incredible. It
certainly is. Josh Hall almost could have taken that. His opponent was about a metre off him. He's back at the contest. Gross wins the tap down decisively at the front. Aspley have the numbers. Payne, the three-time MVP, sends it towards half-back with a chiselling sort of a ball to Nellis. Now, it's pretty open for Aspley if they can get numbers. Southport have done well to position themselves, though, so he's going to be forced to prop and look backwards and then just have to hoik it towards the wing position. Well, you can see how far that ball held up, and Mackenzie Willis here, that's the easiest mark he'll take all day.
Yeah, they had set up Ryan Davis, Mackenzie Willis behind the football there, and as soon as it held up, not a problem for them. You can see the depth in that kick. It's going to go over the bat. Well done, Arriccio. Actually got his hands to it. Jackson Allen, the opposite, number 11. He's tackled. Now Templeton escapes. Oh, gives it back to Jordan Hayden, who ran back into trouble. He copped a high knock. But, geez, he ran back into trouble. He's very, very fortunate that he did get that high knock because it was sort of like he had no peripheral vision as to who was coming at him there. Gets a handball away. Sells a dummy. Stanley has a bounce, runs into some trouble. Handball over the top to Ives. He's trying to create something. Payne is telling him to run. There's a little bit of advice going, but you can just see he's trying to do something to get that ball and run the ball out of halfback instead of bombing it back up to the wing.
Well, especially with how strong this breeze has got in the last 5 to 10 minutes. It looks like the method, if you go to the right of screen, he's going to have to run it out. Fife, gets tackled straight away strongly there from the Hornets. Now it comes defensively. They feed it back Templeton. He'll run onto this ball and it'll go out of play, and we'll have a throw in about 60 metres out from goal. Just looking at the early stats here, Michael Manteet leading disposal getter on the ground with 7 for the Sharks, whilst for Aspley, Matthew Payne, of course, as always, he's got 5 disposal, leading disposal getter for the Hornets.
Yeah, he's a usual attractor of the Sharon, is Payne. Gross gets the tap down. Ruse, smothered by Gross in the end, and well, it's just those 2 players involved for 3 different passages of that play. Gross smothered it, picked it up, Ruse tackled him, and we'll have a ball up inside 50. Once again, a little untidy there with the umpire. So Gross versus Arriccio again. I'll tell you what, the big American's doing okay in the ruck. He wins another tap down. It's going to be sharked here by Payne. Takes it towards the boundary, then handball back in board. It's hooked down the line for Aspley. Oh, Templeton and Taylor. What a contest. It goes back inside 50. Now, so mark could have been paid there for Southport. It's going to go to Manteet or Arriccio. Manteet it was. But I think the big man actually protected Manteet there unintentionally. They both jumped up, and Alex Arriccio, well, nobody could get around him to get to Manteet.
No, he's such a big man, Alex Arriccio. That was actually a really good mark there from Michael Manteet in a pack of about 3 or 4. But it'll be interesting to see if he can kick it from this distance.
It's going to have to go from just to the right of the right goalpost. He starts it out there. It's a little bit too far right, and it just, well, you saw it curl back in, but it got one behind. So 3-3-21 plays 2 straight. Southport leading it now by 9 points, and we've played 27.5 minutes of this first quarter. NEAFL TV through Bar TV.
Allen will go short with the kick into Craven. Play on quickly. We'll send it towards the wing position. Freeman's going to be the target. Orichio got front position off hands. Clark, Fife, Manteet. He's got lever poisoning at the moment. Kicks it in towards the forward 50, but that was Dawson's ball every day of the week. Didn't really favour Trent Stubbs there with the kick. And Aspley will come out. Good kick from Henderson to Warren. Haven't called his name too often, of course, very early stages. But he'll just hold it up at half-back. I think the Hornets would be pretty content with only an 8-point deficit going into quarter time. Turned over though. Warren's kick really dropped short, but it's gone out of play. It's almost a mark there. He's got a little bit of push and shove, and both teams exchange pleasantries as we head to the late stages of this opening term.
Just out at the South Pine Sports Complex, Brisbane Lions at three-quarter time, 93, leading Sydney Swans 44. So they're going on their way. The other powerhouse here, Southport, leading Aspley at the moment. The Sharks repel again. Manteet over to Fife. Williams goes around. Subterranean handball back to Boston. Now to Fife. Manteet, and it kicks it towards half forward. Aspley with the numbers. Beautifully read there, but fisted down by Southport defence. Now Bowie bursts through. Puts a handball out to Clements. Clements from 35. Dribbler, and across the face of goal. Had a little bit more space there, but...
Don't know if Jason Dunstall would be a fan of that one.
Yes, always go for the drop punt if you've got Jason Dunstall in your mind. Probably the last thing going through his mind right then was Jason Dunstall. But it's now 10 points to the margin. The Sharks are leading late in the first term as Aspley bring the ball in through Allen.
So towards the half-back line, good penetrating kick, but that was well done from Murdoch. He always had the position there. And he's going to send it right back from whence it came. It's a booming sort of a ball towards the pocket. Well, Hall spoiled his teammate. Stubbs wasn't too happy about it. Trying to feed it out. Now it comes back. It's sent from Fields. He's already kicked one in this opening term. Well, Stubbs, he's blind turned himself. And it goes through for a behind. Rush through there from Dan Henderson. Now it's an 11-point margin. 3-5 to 2 straight. And we've played in excess of 30 minutes into this opening term.
I thought Trent Stubbs was making a beeline to go with the flight of the ball then, and I think he just sort of pulled back just at the last moment. But would have been spectacular if he had gone with his first intention. Now Aspley trying to come out measured. Kick finds James Ives. Of course, the son of the great Peter Ives, the first Grogan medalist with the Main Footy Club. Ives down the line. Freeman! Good grab from Jono Freeman. Well done from Spencer. Held Orichio out of the play. Freeman came in over the top and took the mark. That's what you want to see from your big man, Jono Freeman as well. Little chipping pass finds Stackelberg. Connor Stackelberg, of course. Big name around the Sandgate Footy Club is Stackelberg. Down the line he's going to go. Spencer the target in front of Orichio. Takes a great mark, does Jake Spencer. So this is methodical, and we saw it. I'll talk to you about the pace of which you deliver the ball inside 50 a little later as Spencer kicks it inside 50. Wasted kick. Mackenzie Willis straight down his throat.
And Willis will look to transfer the ball to the outer side, and they've got some run here. The ball is with Williams. He'll take a bounce. He'll take a second. He'll look inboard. Now he finds Bowie. He's got a hand pass option inside. Instead he does the better thing and feigns. Great transfer here from the Sharks. The kick in towards the forward 50. Fields the target. Couldn't quite take the mark. Off hands. Coming in Henderson. Great second effort from Fields. But he's forced another stoppage. But again, Southport, great transfer of the ball. But they're just missing some opportunities here, I reckon, Pricey. They could probably have a couple more goal lead, but it's only 11 points at the moment.
Yeah, 3 goals, 5 to 2 straight. And don't forget, the Aspley, 1 goal was from a 50-metre penalty straight down there. But Southport, as we say, have been camped inside the front half of the ground. Just haven't been able to smash Aspley into the ground as yet. The Hornets defending valiantly. Jackson Allen being part of that. He's tackled into the ground by Stubbs. Strong tackle. The Aspley players give him a little bit for it as well. But there will be another ball up right next to the boundary line. No, it's actually over the boundary line. It's going to be a throw in. So with very little go in this first quarter, throw in. Spencer, he takes it in front of Hall, gets the handball away. Southport with the ball now. It comes out to Doran. It's going to go back inside from Boston. Inside 50. Stubbs punched away there by Jordan Arnold over the boundary line. We'll get another throw in a similar spot. 32 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter.
So you'd imagine the only team that could probably score from here would be Southport. You can't imagine there'd be too long left in this opening term. They'd love one before quarter time. Hall from the back got the punch forward. Falls to Arnold. He was ridden in the back, and that could be deliberate. No. It was calls from the Southport faithful. But it's out of play. Arnold just escorted that over rather intelligently, and it'll be another throw in. They've done pretty well here, the Hornets defence, to keep the Sharks at bay. Getting the tap down there was Spencer. Boston keeps it in. No, he doesn't. It just goes out of play. He was escorted out of bounds. And we'll have another throw in.
Just having a quick look at the stats. How good has Michael Manteet been in this first quarter? He's had 10 disposals, kicked 1 goal, 1, could have had 3.
Certainly been best on ground early. Hall wins the tap down, falls to the back. Well done there from Ives. Left foot kick out of the defensive 50. And that is a really good mark from Stackelberg. Hand passes it quickly. Aspley, they think they might have enough time through the middle of the ground. That's a really transferring of the ball, and the siren beats them. Stanley.
He's going to have a ping.
Oh, he's going to have a go.
Tell you what, I'll put your house on it, Riley.
Well, considering I don't own anything, it's not much, but as probably expected, it came off the side of the boot to a degree. So it's an 11-point lead to the Sharks, 3-5-23, the 2 straight 12. Probably feel they probably deserve a little bit of a larger one, as I'm just having a look at Jed Turner, and he seems to be walking out okay for the moment, but we'll keep our tabs on him and see if he is inserted back into the fray.
Well, he did come off with a bit of a head knock a little bit earlier, so we'll keep an eye on him. I reckon he's going to be undergoing the concussion protocol. But at quarter time, it's an 11-point margin, 3-5-23. The Sharks, 2 goals straight to Aspley. The goal kickers, you've got Hall, Manteet and Fields for the Sharks, and Nellis and Gowers for Aspley. As we said, Manteet with 10 disposals and 1 goal, 1. He's absolutely brained them in the first quarter. Dylan Fife with 7 as well. Probably the best 2 players for Southport. How are the Hornets going?
Well, for the Hornets, if we look at the stats, it's pretty much the usual suspects that you would think. You have a look at the moment. Jasper Craven, he's one of the leading disposal getters on the ground. He's got 7. Matthew Payne, he has 6 at the moment, but then there's a lot of players who really haven't got that much of the footy. The next best is Jackson Allen with 4 disposals. I reckon they were pretty much all from kick-ins. If you have a look at the actual statistics, Southport absolutely dominated the inside 50 count, 17-6 in that first quarter, and they've only got an 11-point lead to show for it, so their efficiency going forward would be a bit of concern to the Southport coaching staff. One
more just honourable mention with regards to the stats. A bloke who's only had 1 touch of the footy has played a very important role. Rob Clements, the little man for Southport, he's laid 5 tackles forward of centre. So that is a brilliant stat. The coaches would love it, even though he's only touched the ball once. So there you go. That's my stat for the day so far. Southport versus Aspley here at Fankhauser Reserve. It is quarter time. 11 points the Sharks lead it by, and we'll be back with the second term very shortly. This is NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Welcome back to Fankhauser Reserve here at Southport, beautiful southeast Queensland, the Gold Coast, and it is the Southport Sharks at quarter time in front of Aspley, 3-5-23. To Aspley, 2 straight goals. Southport kicking with the aid of a substantial breeze, it became so in the second part of that first quarter. So Aspley will be kicking with that here in the second quarter to the left of screen here on NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Michael Price is my name. I'm here with Riley Staraj. And Riley, it was a really good contest in the first quarter. Southport should have been further in front, but Aspley scrambled really well.
They did scramble really well. I think Coach Dan Webster would be thrilled, all things considered, with his defensive unit. Southport went in that opening term 17 times inside their forward 50. And to only kick 3 goals 5, they're still in touch, the Hornets. They'll be going with the breeze in this second term. And I reckon, and you called it at quarter time, if Gavin Gross gets it from about 65 metres out, he is so lethal. And of course, you've got the likes of Jono Freeman up there as well, who's such a good tall target for the Hornets.
Absolutely. And they both have good legs as far as they can roost a ball. So have a look at those big targets and see how they go. If they get within, I'd say, the line of the centre square at the true centre forward position, they will be having a go at it, no problem whatsoever. What will Aspley do here? They look like they've put Matthew Payne, MVP 3 on Michael Manteet, who's had 10 disposals and kicked a goal in the first quarter. That would be a scintillating contest if they stand anywhere near each other.
Yeah, it certainly will be. I imagine, though, I don't know how hard the tag would be. I think they just go head-to-head circa Fife and Dangerfield in 2015.
Yeah, you go that way and I'll go that way.
But I'll tell you what, they're both such good users of the ball. And Aspley, really important quarter for them to just peg this back. It's season-defining, this game, I reckon, for the Hornets, to bring them, hopefully, if they win, to 3 and 4. And keep within the top 6. Turner won the tap down that time, and umpire says, give it to me straight away as the Hornets tie it up.
So obviously that head knock from Jed Turner wasn't as bad as first thought, because he's back out there. He just looked a bit wobbly when he first happened.
Give the honours to Spencer that time. Dale, hand passes away. Warren, he's absolutely crunched by Turner. That was completely fair.
I think there's a problem there.
And I think he is in a bit of pain here.
Mate, all players have stopped there.
Ben Warren, and trainer's going onto the ground immediately. Of course, Jed Turner, he's a very big lad. He's 110 kilos. It would have been quite painful as Ben Warren, he looks in a lot of trouble.
He hasn't moved. He's almost... Oh, here he goes. He's just... He doesn't look like he's in great condition, Ben Warren. He's leaning on the physio. Players obviously showing concern. As soon as that bump happened, both sets of players stopped.
I'm just having a look, though. Is it a leg injury? Because it looks like he's favouring one leg at the current moment. He's maybe copped a knock to the hip.
Well, he doesn't look well at all. More than one physio, I would dare say, to help him get off the paddock, because that looks like a right leg, obviously, but we'll see what goes on there. He hasn't been setting the world on fire stats-wise, but he's a very important player for the Hornets. It's Ben Warren.
He certainly is, and he can provide some real dash and penetration for the Hornets forward to centre when he does get onto the ball. So they wouldn't want to lose him. Again, let's keep our tabs on that one.
That doesn't look very good at all. He's very, very slowly making his way off as we see young Tom Bolch come onto the field to replace him, the fella that actually relocated from East Perth and came over here to basically give his career another shot and see how he went in pursuing his AFL draft dreams. But Ben Warren doesn't look happy at all. That's not a good thing. As we're back into the middle, the play continues. Gets stuck underneath several again, and we'll do it all again. So Aspley now, what looks like one player down for the rest of the game.
Turner and Spencer will go at it. Give the honours to Spencer that time. Payne gets the clearance forward towards the forward 50. That's a massive fly there from Nellis. Courage from both players, especially Mackenzie Willis, who came in unassuming. It was a brilliant mark paid to Nellis that time, and it looks like he might actually posture to have a shot here, Pricey.
Well, why wouldn't you? As I say, this breeze, if he starts it to the right, he should have a good go at it.
So James Nellis, he kicked one in the opening term, sets it on its way. That is a good effort. That is a sensational kick from James Nellis. That's goal number 2 for him today. And he certainly made an impact, the man with the glove. And it brings the margin back to 5 points as we've played 3 minutes into this second term. 3-5-23 to 3 straight 18. NEAFL TV, brought to you by Bar TV. Magnificent afternoon here on the Gold Coast. Massive clash between two powerhouse state league rivals.
And what a magnificent kick. It was a little bit of a floating sack, but it just had the right trajectory, as we say. Start it right, let it cool back in with that breeze. It is favouring to the left of screen as we speak. 3 goals straight to 3 goals 5. Let's see how Aspley use this breeze, because it'll be very interesting. If they continue with this accuracy rate, they could frustrate the hell out of Southport right here. Be a very interesting contest. We'll keep tabs on Ben Warren for you. It looks like he might be out for the rest of the game with that right knee as John O'Giles gets through the clearance tackle from Turner, but he still gets the kick away. Giles, it tumbles into the chest of Box Hill Billy. He's kicked 6 goals twice in the last 3 weeks. Hasn't troubled the scorers yet today, but this is within his range. As I say again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you've got to hit the right goalpost or just to the right of it to get it in. Box Hill Billy. Let's see how he goes. From just right on 50, it started way too right, but it's going to be a big ball at the back. It's taken. Was that Gross? It was. Gavin Gross stuck the one arm out. It went over the back of the pack. It overshot the pack. And the legend that is Gavin Gross has been an absolute stalwart of the NEAFL competition from Mount Gravatt in the Port Adelaide list. And through Aspley, he plays on, curls it around on the left foot, not a problem in the world. Aspley have hit the front. 4 shots at goal to 8, and they are a point in front of Southport.
Just hearing that sentence, it's quite remarkable, especially watching how that opening term went. Southport had all the play. If you've only just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, they dominated that opening term but didn't get reward on the scoreboard. And now Aspley, they've come out like a house on fire. They've hit the front here. It's setting itself up very nicely, but that was almost a goal out of nothing, really. That was sensational from Gavin Gross, but it just carried over the pack, and just like that, the Hornets, they've got a 1-point lead, and their tails are certainly up at the moment.
Well, Southport will be ruining that, as we said, the wasted opportunities in that first quarter, but also the scrambling defence of Aspley put them in that position.
So back in the middle. Southport really need a steadier, you feel, but just to get things going once again, comes out the back of the pack. Giles for the hand pass, now the kick towards half forward. Billy Murphy missed the football, bounces to Davis. Well, that's a bit of a worm burner of a ball, but it'll still work out okay. That's a good kick outside, and he'll find the target there in Reeves. Just on half back, he goes short to Manteet, lever poisoning. Resume his normal operating. Of course, he had 10 disposals in that opening term. He was absolutely sensational as he'll send it towards the wing position. That ball holds up. Big fly from Hall. Couldn't quite take the mark. Jasper Craven has done a couple of pretty good things so far today. He's had a hand pass short, and Gowers is tackled there from Doran. That'll be a ball up just inside the boundary of what has been a good contest so far. Is just building by the second.
And massive changes for Southport there. All 4 of them on the bench changed as we speak. The ball went back over, and we'll have another throw in. As, geez, it's crowded in and around here. Nobody, I suppose, on the other side of the ground. Just everybody to the commentary side of centre. Riccio double hands it down. Manteet goes back in to get it. Aspley might get through here. Craven did well. Kicks it long. Good spoiling effort there came from Murdoch. Ball hit the deck. Now Southport through Davis. Now through Doran. Doran spears a pass. Really well done. Clements goes right, then left, then right again. Does Rob Clements, and then hits a target. Did not panic. And there's going to be a shot on goal from Tom Fields. He scored one earlier. Around about 17 minutes into the first quarter. But again, Rob Clements, you would be, I suppose, a bit harsh to say he was getting confused, but no, he went one way, couldn't see anything, and then when he did go the other way, he lit it up. Yeah, he worked himself into trouble, but such a good campaign. He just worked himself out of it there. It was absolutely sensational work. He had the composure, and Field to be lining up for number 2. It's very tough kick, though, from this distance against this breeze. So Tom Field leans back on it. He strikes it well, but it just pushes across the face, and one behind results. Their first score of the quarter. So it's all tied up. 3 goals, 6-24 to 4 straight 24. And we played 5 minutes of this second term.
So Aspley to bring the ball back into play through Jackson Allen. You think he'd come towards the broadcast side of the ground. He does, and that ball, that's carried real far. Big fly from Freeman. Probably went a little early. Murphy looming at the bottom of the pack. Hand pass away. Missed Craven, though. Spencer couldn't quite pick the ball up. Going in is Oricchio. Still trying to be fed out. And a good strong tackled leg from Lawrence. And we'll have another ball up. Area concern, you'd have to say, for the Sharks coaching staff at the moment. Despite their dominance in the inside 50 entries in that opening term, they're down the clearances at the moment to the Hornets, 18-12. So in that domain at the moment, Aspley are just on top. Of course, two very good midfields going against each other this afternoon.
Jasper Craven, as well, has topped the disposal count for Aspley at the moment. He's moved up to 12 touches to join Manteet at the top of the polls there, but the free kick goes to Jake Spencer. It falls a bit short. He was hoping for the 50 there. Not happening. So Spencer comes down the line, ignores the leader Stackelberg, goes further. Davis through his hands at the back. Well done there. Handball from Taylor. Then Murdoch puts Mackenzie Willis under pressure, goes back again, does Murdoch to Ruse. So they're retreating. Good pressure from Aspley. Handball to Willis. Willis out there and tackle from Freeman over the boundary line. That's extraordinarily good pressure from Aspley. Just kept the Sharks retreating and tackled them into the boundary line.
That was sensational from Aspley. Just closed the Sharks in, and they've created a forward 50 opportunity. As I mentioned, they've won the clearance numbers so far today. They'd hope to get a goal from this one. Oricchio over the back, tapped it down. Templeton couldn't get it away. He's tied up straight away. And we'll have a stoppage here. Just outside the forward 50 for the Hornets. So if you've just joined us, Southport dominated the opening term. Probably deserved a bit more of a lead, but it's all square. It's set itself up sensationally. Fife gets the clearance that time, but it looks like it could be turned over. Arnold couldn't take the mark, though, so it's a contest. Bowie looming ominously over the top. Didn't pop out to him. Dale trying to rake it out of there. And we'll have a ball up right in front of us. Perfect position. Live here on NEAFL TV. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching. And two big rivals are going at it here this afternoon. Give the honours to Oricchio that time. Dale hand passed it away. Shea, kick was a bit indiscriminate. Punch forward there from Hampton. Southport have the numbers though. Davis got to get rid of it quickly. Does. The hand pass was a little short of Doran, so it's turned over. Gross goes short. Payne couldn't get it. Davis goes again. He does very well, and now Southport can run. That was sensational work. It falls towards Clement, sends it towards the forward 50. Great kick. Stubbs couldn't take it. It's a bit of an almost afternoon for him at the moment. Hand pass from Turner. Stubbs goes again, ridden in the back, no free kick play on. Aspley now will get the cavalry to arrive, and they've done well here as they've done all day the scramble, and they'll come out a defensive 50.
And they did it well. Stubbs probably a little stiff not to get a free kick. Mackenzie Willis now gowers Mackenzie Willis, tackles him into the ground, and we'll get a ball up at left half forward. Some great scrambling defence there, but do you think Stubbs just got in the way there a couple of times there, Riley? He's probably desperate to get himself involved in the game. It's eluded him so far. Oricchio did beautifully. Tap down to Boston. Boston from 50. Leans back, hooks it. And it'll bounce over the boundary line 4. Another throw in the left forward pocket. They're pressing Southport there.
Southport, they really would want to steady here to get the ledger ticking over. Of course, as we've seen so far today, kicking goals to the right of screen has been quite difficult. The breeze very significant towards the left. Turner wins the tap down, got front position. Boston will trail the ball, trying to feed it out to Williams. It goes off the boots towards the boundary, still in the field of play. Now it goes out of bounds. Last time these two sides met, the hitouts were absolutely dominated by Aspley, 49-26. Spencer had a field day. This afternoon, much more even. Aspley, 27 hitouts to Southport, 24. So well done to both Turner and Oricchio in the ruck.
So it's Oricchio at the back who double hands it back down to Manteet. He hooks it back inside 50. It lands on the chest of Hall. Fortunate kick. The fortune favours the brave if you're a forward playing in front and inside 50 when the balls are going against the wind. It's going to drop early. So well done, Josh Hall. He's going to have a shot. Yeah, it was well done there from the Sharks. I like their forward structure there, though, because they left a bit of space about 35 metres out. They didn't all converge on what you would used to call, or still probably call, the hot spot, and it let Hall run into the hole. The ball dropped short, and
he should be lining up for goal here and kick it.
Lining up for his second, Josh Hall. He'll let go from around about 35 directly in front, more or less. Leans back, starts at left, he pulls it. Another wasted opportunity. That's 3-7 for Southport. Aspley got 4 straight. So it's 1 point the margin in favour of the Sharks. Another wasted opportunity though, and will those opportunities come back to bite them, Riley?
You've got the feeling that if it continues, it just might. They've had a lot more scoring shots, but only 1 point to the good at the moment. That was a good kick in from Allen, but it's gone off hands and over the boundary. And we'll have a throw in about 80 metres out from Southport's attacking goal. Southport have not kicked a goal since before time on in the opening term. So it's been a little while between drinks. We've played 14 minutes in this second quarter. I'd love to get one on the board. Well, it dropped short to Aricchio from the throw-in. Good tackle late from Templeton. He'll now receive the hand pass. He'll go short with the hands. Well done. Finds Ives, and that just stays in the field of play to Stackelberg. Well done. They were treading delicately. Kick inside from Stackelberg. Gross. He had to go against 2. Forced the contest. Falls to the back. Willis. Ruse. Hand pass inside. Taylor. Murdoch. Goes short. Good kick to the big American in Aricchio, who'll take the mark right in front of us here at Fankhauser Reserve.
Well, he's done quite well, the big unit from New York. His 5th year of AFL. Oh, he sold the dummy. Have a go at Aricchio there. Well done. Gave it to Clark, who speared it to Dale. Dale inside 50 to Clements. He's fumbled. Can he regain? He does. Rob Clements runs in and goes boom. And it all started with the big yank. Selling the dummy here in front of the commentary box. Well done to Alex Aricchio. Southport get another goal.
That was absolutely outstanding from the American. He sold that sensationally, and it really just set up the play because it made Aspley have to step on the back foot there. They probably expected him to give the hand pass off or to just take his time and send the ball towards half forward. But Southport, they have looked good this afternoon when they have put some pace into their play, and now they've got a 7-point lead. That's their first goal since before time on in the opening term, so much needed for the Sharks.
Let's see how Aspley respond to that. Getting excited because Alex Aricchio, as we said before, this is only his 5th year of Australian football. He's a former Northern Blue. He went and played for South Adelaide in the Sandfall, and he came to Southport specifically because he's got an opportunity to work with a great ruck coach like Matthew Primus. So well done to him. I'm not sure if Matty Primus is going to take credit for him selling the big dummy there, but we'll see how he goes. Jed Turner gets it down now. John O'Giles overruns it. Southport with the clearance. Doran puts his head over the ball. Could have copped a free kick. Nothing happening. Ball underneath. And we'll get another ball up inside the centre square, just favouring Southport.
So it'll be Turner up against Spencer here in the ruck. Of course, Jed Turner in the opening quarter, he looked quite groggy. Thought he might not have been back out there, but he's starting to make an impact. The umpire falls over behind play as it comes towards the wing. Boston tries to rake a ball out of there. It was a good tackle there from Andrew Boston. There'll be another stoppage here on the wing position.
Once
just
again,
getting
Tyler
up there's Castledine.
Yeah, Castledine and Tyler Ruse, the last 2 up, Riley, and it's been happening a lot.
Well, both ruckmen tried to go at it. Spencer couldn't get it, then missed the kick. Shea dives on it. And now fed out. Aspley have the ball. They'll go towards the forward line. Sent in. Gross the target. Oh, it's a brilliant mark from the veteran. And that is outstanding body work. He just held off his opponent there and let it fall into his chest and took it with the plaque on the chest. Nothing really that could be done there from Jordan Taylor. Gross will line up from about 48.
No, well described there, Riley. Nothing he could do. He tried everything, but Gross stood there and just used his experience to basically use his body to guide the ball onto his chest.
So Gavin Gross, he's already got one in this quarter. This is for number 2 to bring it back to a single point. Sets it on its way, and he kicks it through the middle of the eye. Diddle, diddle. That's number 2 for Gavin Gross, and he's looking up and about. Sometimes we do see him play more a midfield defensive type of role, but he's played forward in this second term, and he's proving dividends at the moment for the Hornets. 4-7-31 to 5 straight 30. Aspley's accuracy on goal has been sensational to start this one, Pricey.
Absolutely. Well, 5 straight, you can't deny it, and that's kept them in the game. 11 scoring shots to 5. Southport dominating the inside 50s. Basically, Aspley just taking their chances when they get them, so they're right in it. It's only a point, the difference. This is a NEAFL TV through Bars TV. Round 9, the Southport Sharks versus the Aspley Hornets. Fankhauser Reserve, Michael Price and Riley Staraj calling all of your action. We've got umpire Jonathan Angus bouncing it in the middle. Oh, Spencer got it down. It's going forward for Aspley again. Inside 50. It's scrubbed. It's going past all players. Well done by Davis, who just sort of reeled it in and chipped it forward. Did it beautifully. Brodie Murdoch now just short of centre wing. He wants to go the switch. It's going to be a dangerous option. It's been read, and no, just plays nicely. Doran's going to play on, go to the outer side.
Doran wheels and go. It was a good kick as well. It's set up Clark. He'll set it towards Dale. Go over his head. Said Stubbs says he almost got that. It's really been an almost afternoon for him. Bowie, though, offhand sends it forward. Oh, almost took it. Probably went a little early. And he's given away the free kick. And
unrealistic, the umpire said, or was it just a push in the back?
I think a bit of both, I reckon.
A bit from column A and B.
Anyway, back at the game, Dougie Lawrence will send it towards half-back. That's a good kick as well. It's carried to Stanley. And he's taken the mark. And half-back, he'll go short with the pass. He'll find Gross. Got a little bit of a strut about him at the moment, Gavin Gross. He's had a really good second term. Oh, almost the mark to Murdoch. Good courage. It's forced the contest. Davis just slipped over his own 2 feet. And it'll be ball up about 75 metres out from Aspley's attacking goal. Very evenly pushed contest, this one. We have got a ripper this afternoon on Saturday Afternoon Football live from Fankhauser Reserve.
So it's only 1 point. Payne just skirts the pack. Hooks it back to the left foot looking for Gross. Gross can't quite take it. Roving front and centre, Billy Murphy. Got the handball away to Stackelberg. Stackelberg lowered the eyes. Great pass under a lot of pressure. It's Templeton 30 metres out, just a slight angle to the left. And once again, Aspley with the minimal inside 50s compared to their opposition, using the ball and getting another shot at it. So it's the boy from Noosa, Tom Templeton. Comes in, the left foot, just pops it over. 6 goals straight to the Hornets, and they hit the front again. 6 straight, 36 plays, 4-7-31. And we've played 20 minutes of the second term. NEAFL TV through Bar TV, Riley Staraj.
That was absolutely sensational there from Connor Stackelberg. He could have blazed away at goal. Behind his back, but he just lowered the eyes and he found Templeton there, Thomas Templeton, with that chiselling pass. That's goal number 3 this year for Thomas Templeton. He'll be happy to get on the board, and more importantly, it's put Aspley back in front this second quarter. It's really tightened up, and the Hornets, they are just rising to the occasion here. They know how important this one is this afternoon for their fortunes win, and they'll be in the top 6, you'd think, at the end of this round, and certainly stay in touch with a couple of winnable games to come. Lose and behind the ledger.
Just having a look at the Aspley bench, Ben Warren's got a big bag of ice taped to that right knee, and the boots are off. I can't see him coming back to the field.
Riccio got the tap, but it was really indecisive. Fife trying to come out of there. He's almost worked the ball. He's against Payne. Matthew Payne, of course. 3-time NEAFL MVP, probably the best player in the history of this competition, you'd have to say. He's an absolute legend of the Hornets. It's tied up once again, and we'll have another stoppage, but that's a big loss for the Hornets, losing Ben Warren. And just losing that rotation, which, on days like this, it is cool, but this game, it's certainly been played very physical and a lot of running as well. You imagine the last quarter, both sides will be pretty tired, and fitness will prove pivotal. Riccio wins the tap down. Boston immediately taken by 2 Hornets, and we'll do it all again. Just at the moment, you see Jake Spencer, he's currently on the bench, so Gavin Gross is really having to go in these rut contests. As we'll do it all again. Give the honours to Gross that time, but the clearance away there for the Sharks from Ruse. It's tied up, and we'll have another stoppage. So a little bit of a holding pattern in the last 90 seconds.
So at the South Pine Sports Complex, it's all over there between the Brisbane Lions and the Sydney Swans. And the Lions, 121, have defeated the Sydney Swans 50. 71 points the margin. The Lions going on their merry way, still undefeated in this NEAFL competition. Meanwhile, back at Fankhauser, we've got Andrew Boston with the ball. The free kick inside the centre square. Southport attacking the right of screen. The ball will hold up in this breeze. It's towards 50. Stubbs! Punched away from him. Payne roves it. Goes towards the boundary line. And he's shaped beautifully. As He pretended that he didn't want to run over the boundary line. Did Matthew Payne? It'll be front.
No, that was very well done. And again, Stubbs, he is flying everything so far this afternoon. You just sort of get the feeling his timing's a little off today. So far, he's certainly no doubt in his intent. He's creating a contest, but he just hasn't been able to really clunk one yet.
You can hear that breeze again. It's just popped up again, favouring the left of screen on NEAFL TV, just blowing through the ear. The umpire throws it.
So back at the contest, this time up against Turner. Probably just won the tap down, falls to the back 5. Willis, hand pass over the top. Boston will get there first for the Sharks. He's confronted by Hampton, still wins it though. Well done from Boston. We'll send it in towards the forward 50, all Hornets though. And the mark has been taken there from Jordan Hayden. Stubbs to go against 3. And Aspley have got the ball at half back.
So Jordan Arnold at right half back. The Hornets leading by 5 points. Can you believe that? Scoring shots to 6. Down to the outer wing. Ball hits the deck there. And it's going to be stuck underneath there. Good tackle by Seb Tape. As Stanley gets up, gives the ball back to the umpire. Umpire Angus. On the outer wing. You can see on the Doug Hannell Memorial scoreboard, 24 minutes gone. Aspley leading by 5. Gross with the clearance. It's a long left foot kick, typical of Gross. It bounces inside 50. Freeman, he's led to it by Clark, who takes it straight over the boundary line. So it'll be a throw in, around about 50 metres out for Aspley. Another opportunity for them.
So they can get another one here. A little bit of a break. They're certainly going very pleased with themselves. Of course, they are away from home. Last time they played at Fankhauser Reserve was in last year's preliminary final, and they were done quite handsomely on that afternoon. So they want to prove themselves and still show they could be a contender in season 2019. As back at the contest, give the honours that to Riccio, fed out of the pack. It's a bouncing, tumbling sort of a ball. No one really picks it up. Going in there, though, is Allen. Hand pass was indiscriminate because it falls to Boston. And he'll send it forward with about a 20-metre kick. Misses Henderson. Really unlucky bounce. This is a chance for Southport. Hand pass from Ford. Turner. Big sort of a kick towards the forward line. It's going to kick out of play, though. And the umpire calls for a throw-in. Some calls for deliberate out of bounds.
I was going to say, some calls for deliberate. It's slightly ridiculous. I know he's a ruckman, but he'd want to be really good if he was going to pitch it and make it turn at right angles. So we'll get a throw in at left half forward for the Sharkies. They need a goal. 5 points down, but just Aspley just developing a little bit of a momentum here. Tyler Roos loses it. Craven now kicks it. Contest. Well done there by Murdoch. Eventually Southport will get the ball out here. It's come to Davis. Davis over to Seb Tape in the middle of the ground. He's going to give it to Doran. Doran by hand. Now they're moving it along. Here's Fife. Just chips a pass. Dale. The flowing locks. Takes the mark. Gets up immediately. Chips it inside 50. Looking for the run of Stubbs. It bounces kindly for him. Handball there. Back to Mackenzie Willis. The 1-2 didn't happen. James Nellis put the pressure on. Stubbs now. Gives it back to Davis. Now Doran. Now Tape. That's a clever kick. Now to Dale. He can play on. Starts at left. And it goes, the big American has taken the mark, has he? Yes, he has, just in front of the goal line. Alex Ariccio. Boy, oh boy. Now, this will be an interesting conveyance to see what he does here. He says, the mark's there, sir. So he's acting like he knows what he's doing there. Oh, he handballed it off to Boston.
But he's handballed it out of bounds.
He started off, he was out of bounds when he handballed it.
Oh, is he going to get it back? I think he will.
No, the umpire hadn't set the mark yet. So we're all got to take another deep breath.
I don't know how much confidence that gives me, though, Pricey.
As we say, it's his 5th year of AFL football. Let him have a ping at it. Why not? He curls it. And he's kicked it. Oh, look at him get around the big American. Don't worry about the fancy handball. He's just hooked it around with his right foot. Not a problem. Goal to Southport, 5-7-37. They're now 1 point in front of Aspley, 6 straight 36. There's a highlight for you.
Yeah, you can't really help but clap that one. That was sensational from the big American. He had the composure. He didn't look too confident initially by giving that handball to Boston, but he took the responsibility and he curled it through very nicely, and that will help him so much with his confidence. He's actually been quite good today, I feel. He's had a lot of impact not too many disposals, but as you said before, he sold that dummy very well on the wing, which created a goal opportunity and a goal from Clements, and then he's kicked one there himself, so he's had a really good second term.
Providing a really good contest in the ruck, more importantly, against Jake Spencer, and giving Jed Turner a chop out as well. So they're doing a little bit of a job on Spencer at the moment.
Spencer, who we've seen so often, has been dominant for Aspley. His work cut out for him today is back in the middle. Ruck battle almost even there. Now it's try to get out from Gowers. Boston dives on it. The umpire says, give it to me.
Got some other NEAFL results today. The Giants have defeated the Gold Coast Suns 85-42. And just earlier, Canberra Demons have been in front of Sydney Uni by 23 points late in the final term.
Great tackle laid there from Castledine. And there's always a little bit of a what have you. Bit of pleasantries exchange between Clements and Castledine, but nothing too untoward. And we'll do it all again. Riccio, Spencer, well, he did well on the bodywork. That time falls to the back, though. Williams, hand pass, was fed eventually back to Murdoch, who sends it towards the wing. Williams didn't really get the favourable bounce, but kept it in front of himself, so well done. Then we'll hoik it towards half forward. Dale with the bodywork, he's given away the free.
This probably did a little bit too much before the ball actually arrived at the contest there. Free kick now, Jordan Arnold for Aspley. Trailing by a point. Kicking with this breeze to the left of screen. Good kick. Was spoiled away from Spencer by Riccio. Ball hits the deck. Now it's slapped forward. Gower's going to handle it now to Templeton. Templeton now to Payne. Back into the middle now. Tom Bolch sells a dummy. Or dodgy handball. Puts Henderson under a lot of pressure. Good tackle, Boston. But Payne has it now. Runs inside 50. Good spoiling effort. Just puts him off his kick. Billy Murphy can't quite control it. Now here comes Clark. Clark comes out and just hoiks it out of the position. It's going to bounce kindly for Southport. Hall promotes it forward. Now what's Dawson going to do? He gets bumped off it there. Well done there by Ford. Causes a good contest. And the ball's stuck underneath several players in front of the NEAFL commentary box. Liam Dawson had the sit there, and then Ford came in and knocked him straight off the ball.
Yeah, that was sensational work from Southport, that 20-second sequence there. Looks like Aspley we're going to have a procession towards goal, but just starting with getting enough pressure on Matty Payne on the kick towards goal, and now it's on the wing with a stoppage. Going in there is Templeton, but he takes it out of play. Both sides, I feel, so far today defensively have actually scrambled pretty well when it has come in. Both coaches would be happy about that. Game very evenly poised. You feel Aspley have more than worked themselves into this one after being behind the 8 ball for a lot of the opening term. Hall just spikes it about 25 metres away. Dorans has scored it over the boundary from Allen, and we'll have a throw in just forward to centre for the Sharks. Very late stages in this second term. We've played 31 minutes. So it can't be that long left, you'd have to feel. Riccio goes over the top. Templeton gets the hand pass away. Castledine loses it. Kick forward from Mantee. Bowie's going to have to sit under this. He read it very well there. Tim McCoy Bowie, but he's going to have to get up quickly. He's ridden there by Lawrence, and could that be 50? It's not paid. It was well done from Lawrence, because now the numbers have got back here for the Hornets, so Bowie's going to send it forward. Stubbs, well, his opponent fell over. And Trent Stubbs, he's flown at it all of this opening half. And he's finally got a chance to have a shot on goal as we tick towards half-time.
Daniel Henderson will be checking which boots he's got on at the moment. Wasn't a good slip.
So Trent Stubbs played so much football in Sydney. Sends it on its way. And he's kicked a goal. And the Sharks will take a lead, you feel, into half-time. 6-7, 43 to 6 straight 36. 32 minutes gone into this second quarter. It's been a great opening half of football here from Fankhauser Reserve. I just can't wait for the second half to come.
Oh, look, it's been seesawing. But I suppose that is at least what the margin should be at the moment. 6-7 to 6 straight. So they've had 7 more scoring shots, and they actually lead by the 7 points to Southport. They've had most of the play forward of the centre circles in favour of themselves, and 32 and a half minutes gone of this second quarter. We shouldn't see too much more players. The big American Auricio, he did beautifully jumping up against Spencer there, and the ball forwards to Fife. He's got a lead onto Stubbs, and it's a beautiful kick. Just put it out in front of him, gave him a chance to run and leap at the ball. He had a metre on Jackson Allen, so he's got a chance to kick his second within seconds.
Yeah, that was well done from Trent Stubbs, and maybe that really kick-starts his day. He needed an opportunity like that, and he converted about a minute ago, and that was a really strong mark. Good lead as well. Great kick from Dylan Fife, bursting out of the middle. This would be just what Southport want before half-time.
Let's see how he goes. He'll let go of this from just on the 50-metre arc or just inside. He starts it way left. Will it have any distance at all? Comes off hands and will be a behind. So 6-8 for Southport, 44. Aspley, 6 straight. So 8 more scoring shots, and that's what they lead by, 8 points.
So after all of Aspley's good work in the opening 5 or 10 minutes of this term, we pretty much find ourselves a very similar margin as we did to quarter time. Gross! That was a really good leap from the veteran, but unfortunately the kick didn't do him justice, and Roos has got it on the wing. Maybe one last chance for the Sharks. He's just willing to hold it up, and now he'll set itself towards the boundary. That's not a very good kick from Tyler Roos, and Gross escorts it over the boundary. 34 minutes gone in this second quarter. Very long quarter, a lot of stoppages, quite a bit of scoring. Southport, you feel, will probably have the last chance to score for the opening half.
Throw in, Auricio double hands it down. Picked up by Roos. Had a great game again, Tyler Roos. Cuts a 1-2, keeps them running. That's what they need. Fields now, hooks it through. Manteet, will he make it there? It bounces unkindly but kindly for Southport. Davis now hooks it inside 50. It's going to be another fly from Stubbs. Craven at the front. He can't quite pick it up. He dives on it. He's jumped on by Williams. Umpire's going to have to circle here. And he says, I will ball it up. Very tight decision, that one. Very late in the second quarter here at Fankhauser in Southport. Got the breeze blowing to the left of screen. Spencer and Auricio. Cal Castledine for Aspley. Giles has got the front, just towed it in the direction of Gowers. Gowers now picks it up, hoiks it towards the 50. It's got to go over the head. Now Gross, can the veteran handle it? He does. Scoops a handball to Freeman, puts him under pressure. Freeman tackled by Clark. Great stuff from the Southport defence. Mackenzie Willis has got to lower the eyes and hit Dore, and once again Southport composed.
They were very composed, but you just feel Aspley, they never let another opportunity slip there. And they have been limited at times, so they need to take all of them as that's out on the full. You saw how much that wind took that ball. So Aspley, we've played 36 minutes into this quarter. Sent forward from Henderson. Freeman almost took the mark. Thought he had a fair chunk of it. It's gone out of play. And we'll have a throw in.
He showed the hands there, did Jono Freeman. It just got punched away from him at the last minute. But let's see what happens here for the Hornets. Late in the second quarter, what can they do? Auricio over the back, double hands it. Billy Murphy overruns it. Boston takes it, and he's tackled into the ground, and we'll get it all again. Tell you what, when you get tackled by Jono Giles, just getting up there, you stay tackled. He's a fierce competitor for Aspley, number 16. Spencer. Now it's at half forward. Well done by Craven. Pops a handball up. Jordan Hayden under a lot of pressure. Aspley will not be able to get this through. Southport once again. Templeton. Handball back to Liam Dawson. Spots the target. Roving there, Giles. And there's the siren. It's been a long quarter. We have played 37 minutes of the second quarter, and half-time has just come. 6-8-44, the Southport Sharks. 6 straight, 36 to Aspley. That's after 11 points was the margin Southport led by at quarter time. They now lead by 8. The goal scorers, they're all individuals for Southport. You got Manteet, Auricio, Fields, Hall, Clements and Stubbs. For Aspley, you've got Gross with a couple, Templeton and Bowers are your goal kickers.
Very interesting opening half, that one. Very tight and physical. Some occasions where the ball really got on the outside, but a lot of in and under stoppage sort of a work. You just have a look at some of the other stats as well. clearances. Southport lead currently by 1, of course. They had to improve that area of their game, 26-25. Hit-outs at the moment. Southport actually on top of the Hornets at the moment. They're doing a little bit of a job on Jake Spencer. 35. Other than that, it's looking pretty even. Tackles, Southport have 8 more tackles currently at the moment. Marks are relatively even. Southport, they have had a lot more of the ball in terms of disposals. They've got a ledger at the moment, a plus 47. But Aspley, overall, I think they'd be pretty happy to go in and still certainly be in touch of this game. They know how important it is for their fortunes in season 2019.
Just looking at the individual stats, Jasper Craven for Aspley's got 14 disposals. For Southport, Michael Manteet had 10 in the first quarter. He only had added 3 in that second quarter. He's got 13. Dylan Fife, Tyler Roos and Andrew Boston with 11 there as well. That is half time. We'll be back with the second half. Looking forward to a ripper here at Southport's Fankhauser Reserve. Back for the second half shortly on NEAFL TV. Welcome back to Fankhauser Reserve, Southport here on the Gold Coast for NEAFL TV and NEAFL Round 9. The Southport Sharks at home to the Aspley Hornets, and we're streaming live with our broadcast partner Bar TV. Michael Price and Riley Staraj calling all of your action. And Riley, it's been a really, I suppose, tight contest. Southport have had many more chances, but I kind of blown them when they were been kicking in with the breeze and against it. Yeah,
they certainly have, especially in that opening term. They had ample opportunities and didn't really get the result on the board that they wanted, but you just get the feeling at halftime. I know I tipped Aspley prior to the game, but Southport, as that second quarter went along, they really worked themselves into it. Aspley had the dominant running of the first 10 minutes of that second quarter, but it's virtually the same margin as it was at quarter time, and Southport, you just get the feeling they might have another gear to go, and if they really straighten up their kicking in front of goal, Aspley are going to be really up against it in this second half.
Yeah, at half-time, a 6-8-44 to Southport and 6 straight goals to Aspley. Their accuracy is keeping them in it. But we're back into it. This is the second half. Umpire Andrew Adair raises the ball, and this is Riley Staraj.
So we're just about to get underway. Jake Spencer, he won a better second half than his opening half. His colours were lowered against the ruckman in Turner, and Richie Turner that time did win the tap down. Ruse will get the clearance, will send it towards half forward, trying to find Fields. He leads the ball toward in front of Dawson. Now will wheel around on the left. Will set it up. Hall will be the target. Well, he had the position there. He worked his opponent under it, and just like that, the Sharks have kicked the first goal this second half, and that is Josh Hall's third. The second goal, of this game. And the Sharks, that's the perfect start. They wanted to get things underway. 7-8-50 to 6 straight 36. Barely 30 seconds gone into this third quarter.
Dangerous kick there from Tyler Ruse as he came out of the clearance, but good work from Fields. He kept his feet, his opponent didn't, and that was the end of section. He brought the ball into Josh Hall and did enough at the back of the pack to actually have the ball come over the top and towed it off the deck. But good work from Southport at the clearance as well, and that's the start that they wanted, just to sort of put the foot down a bit. Takes them out to 14 points now. They are kicking with the benefit of this breeze that seems to have dropped a little bit now. It was very stiff there towards the end of the second quarter when Aspley were using it, but Southport now extended their lead. Spencer over the top now. John O'Giles with the clearance, floats it inside 50, reading it well. Mackenzie Willis chops it off. He's got players running everywhere for him. One of them there is Jordan Taylor, former South Adelaide product, takes the ball. Wants to measure a kick. Geez, it's an awful looking conveyance. It misses Jamison Shea, goes over the boundary line. It will be a throw in, 60 metres out, right half forward for Aspley, so gives them another shot.
That came right off the boot there of Jordan Taylor. Lucky to just stay in the field of play, but opportunity here for Aspley. They've got to take everyone they get. They've been accurate so far today, but such a massive clash for them and against such good opposition that they just need to stay in touch and pinch a win away from home, as it'll be Turner up against Spencer in the ruck once again. Turner front position. Spencer over the top though wins the tap down. And it's tied up all again. And we'll go for another stoppage. Jed Turner, of course, in the opening quarter. He went off the ground, looked like he was in a bit of trouble, but he's done quite well. Won the tap down that time, but Payne gets the clearance towards the forward line. That's a great mark taken inside the forward 50. And Aspley, they'll get another chance out of nothing, and it'll be John O'Giles. He'll line up from about 40 metres out, bit under a 45-degree angle. Should be able to kick it from there.
He's a tough nugget, is John O'Giles. Of course, played for Bribie Island. He's been to Sandgate. He was with Moreton in the QAFA's second division, and he's worked his way up, and he's a hard nut. Let's see what he can do here.
So Giles to kick Aspley's first of the second half and bring it back to 8 points. It's on its way. That's a good kick off the boot. He loved it immediately. So Aspley bring it back to 8 points the margin and just stay in touch of Southport. 7-8-50 to 7 straight 42. We've played just over 3 minutes into this third quarter.
So 7 goals straight, that's what's keeping them in it. They're 8 points out of it, but they keep coming back, Aspley. They're taking their chances. They've been dominated in the inside 50s as well. Southport not quite taking those chances. So as long as Aspley can be close enough, methinks, coming into the start of the last quarter, then boy, have we got a great last quarter coming up. We've got to negotiate the third quarter first. We're only 3.5 minutes into it. 8 points the margin that Southport are leading by. Aspley just chipping it back there. Good replying goal. It's going to be Spencer versus Turner again. Call that one a draw. It dropped between the two of them, picked up there by, I think it was Fife. He was just buried as soon as he got the ball. Cal Castledine and Tyler Roos just renewing acquaintances again. Spencer gets it down. Manteet, head over the ball. Could have got one high. Towed forward, picked up by Craven. Handball to Henderson. Henderson hooks it around. This is a 2-on-1. Will it bounce for the big unit in Spencer? It does. Turner did enough to put him off. Roos gets the ball hit towards Craven. Craven cleverly kept it towards the boundary line, and it will be a throw in. So Jasper Craven leading the charge for Aspley with 13 disposals at the moment.
He's been very good so far this afternoon, Jasper Craven. He's been one of the Hornets' best, you'd have to say. Ruckman fight a draw, bounces in front of them really. Hand pass out, finds Eyes, Payne, chipping sort of a ball, but it goes out on the full. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Sharks. Of course, last time these two sides met, Southport were very wasteful, kicked 8 goals, 21. And only just got up in a game they probably should have won by more. And I'd hope that doesn't happen as Boston got the torpedo towards the forward 50. Good tackle late on Allen by two Sharks. And it's holding the ball, and it's going to be a free kick going the way of Southport. It's just a matter of who's going to take it. It looks like it will be Charlie Ford who'll take that. And he's about 65 metres out, the left footer. Well, that's a scrub of a kick. It could come off, though. Oh, Manteet just dropped it. Probably didn't expect the footy. Dale almost taken high, no free kick. And Spencer laid the tackle, and umpire says, give it to me, much to the protests of the Hornets faithful. And we're inside Southport's forward 50.
They're giving it to the umpire there, who thought the player had dived on it. Payne. Handball off there to Jordan Arnold. Comes down the line. Nellis. Good hands. He broke away from Mackenzie Willis. Good strong set of hands. I reckon he's had 2 kicks and kicked 2 goals. Just James Nellis. Goes long down the commentary line. It's a bit of a sideways floater. It's got to favour John O'Giles, though. He goes back inboard. He's going to hit a target. Henderson. Handball down to Jackson Allen. He's got a player on board. Hits him at centre half forward. Craven over the top there to Freeman. And Freeman stands and delivers. 8 goals straight for the Hornets. And Jono Freeman's first goal, it gets them to within 2 points of Southport. 7-8-50, plays 8 straight 48.
Really like the ball movement there from Aspley on the wing. They could have waited a little bit and went up the line, but instead they decided to go inboard. It really opened the ground up, and from there it was really a procession. They just cut the Sharks open there defensively, and Aspley are just still taking their opportunities ahead of the ball in comparison to Southport, who, it must be said, have been quite wasteful.
Well, that's the way to do it against the breeze, though, too, is to run the ball through. And instead of trying to bomb it down the wing, and we can see the ball hold up every time, Aspley just carved them when they started sharing the ball around and running it.
So Aspley have kicked the last 2 goals of this game after Josh Hall started this second half within the first minute to extend Southport's lead. Now it's back to 2. Riccio got the tap, but it will be recalled. Just for reference, and I say missed opportunities, Southport, they do have a plus 10 difference in inside 50s, 29-19. So it's been up there plenty of times. They've just been quite wasteful, it must be said. Oh, well done from Spencer. He got the jump on a Riccio. Aspley feel like they might be surging a little, but Fife gets it away. That was quite an intelligent kick, really, because if he kicked it normally, it was smothered. Instead, he sends it towards the wing. Aspley have the numbers, though. That's a good kick from Allen to Payne. That had to be centimetre perfect and lead his player into, and he did well. Now Aspley will go once again. Ives towards the forward 50. Big flight to back from Murphy. Couldn't quite take it, but it was very exciting nonetheless. Davis hoiks it up. Dangerous ball. Aspley should be coming back inside their forward 50. It's sent out from Henderson, and that's a good kick. That is a good kick to let Hampton onto it. And Lonnie Hampton, I don't know what his leg is like, but he's going to probably line up from about 50.
He's going to have a go at it, I reckon, but Jackson Allen on the half-back line got rid of Timokoy Bowie and set the whole thing up to bring it down the line. Lonnie Hampton, well, let's see if he can continue Aspley's perfect record.
So Hampton to put Aspley back in front. He'll set it from 49. It's not going to make the distance. Spencer couldn't take it. It almost comes off hands, but I was going to say it was going to be a behind, but it's out of the field of play. And we'll have a throw-in. So Aspley's ledger in terms of goals compared to behind is still perfect. 8 straight, and they've got another opportunity inside their forward 50 to try and hit the front.
Throw in. Aruccio taps it down. Boston goes one way, then the other. Handball over the top. Doran, he's confronted. Billy Murphy now, he's tackled. Lets loose the ball. It goes over the boundary line. Will be a throw in at right forward pocket. 2 points the margin. Southport leading Aspley. And it's very congested. Just about every player on the ground in the forward half of the ground as far as Aspley's concerned. Aruccio punches it forward. Players appealing for deliberate. Tell you what, if you paid that, that would be very harsh. It'll be a throw in.
He's certainly right there, Price. He would have been quite harsh on Alex Aruccio, but once again, another opportunity for the Hornets. They just keep locked inside their forward 50. There's a free kick. If for a hole, it's going the way of the Sharks, and it's going the way of Aruccio. So a bit of a let off there for Southport. And Alex Aruccio, he showed some real good moves so far today. We'll just go the conventional towards the wing. Big pack of players over the back. Dawson, well, it came off his hands, couldn't take the mark. Fields, hand passes short, finds his teammate in Doran, and that's gone over the fence. And I
thought it was coming up here. It was that far off the side of the shoe. So it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Jordan Hayden. Just in front of the Aspley physio. Got a report on Ben Warren. We'll let you know very shortly. Long down the line. It's out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to Southport. It's going to be taken there by Jamison Shea. He goes backwards to Mackenzie Willis, former Gold Coast Sun. He's at left half back. Just in the shadows. He's got the big American, and Aruccio goes towards him. Spoiled there by Arnold. Ball hits the deck. Aruccio does well, picks it up. Gross picks him up and dumps him. That's the end of section there. Ball against the boundary line. We're going to throw in. Now, Ben Warren was injured early in the second quarter. I can see he's been attended by the physios. He's got the jacket on, and he's got crutches on him as well.
So it's one less rotation for Aspley in this second half. Could prove pivotal. Manteet got the kick away. Oh, that is a sensational mark in the middle of the ground. Had opportunity out of nothing, really. It was taken by Williams. Again, there's not that much ahead of him, so he's just going to have to set it towards space, it must be said. Goes over the head. First there for Southport is Fields, kept in the field. Shea dances one, kicks it towards the forward line, and it's going to go out on the full. So you can still see that breeze. It's certainly going to the left of screen, but it's really almost carrying across goal, and it's sent quite a few balls out of bounds on the full in this early going as it's sent towards a contest. Gross the flyer. Oh my God, Aruccio almost took it as well. Falls to the bottom of the pack. Freeman couldn't get it away. Clark, hand pass over the top. It falls down, and now it's out of the field of play, but I feel like the tension has just gone up a notch here. They know how important this one is.
Absolutely. 12 minutes gone, third quarter, 2 points the margin, 15 scoring shots to 8. Southport only lead it by the 2 points. This is almost mirroring round 2, where, as you said, they were very wasteful but just got over the line. Aruccio did well, got rid of Gross in the ruck contest, though, he says. It's one of those 50-50 calls as Gavin Gross straight across the mark too. Oh boy, lucky. Gavin Gross has the ball at half-back for Aspley, the left foot. Long down the line, Freeman will have to go. Oh, just read beautifully. Mackenzie Willis floated across the front, took the mark, and they are off. Jamison Shea, handball out now to Reeves. Reeves in the middle now to Williams. Williams inside 50. Gross is going to read it. Oh, it goes over the back, and Craven will get out there for Aspley through Dawson.
Craven with the sweeping hand pass to Dawson, as you mentioned. Left foot kick to Bulch towards the wing. It's going to pitch well for him. He did well to keep it in front of himself and sort of caresses a ball inside. Good kick, but it goes to the contest. It's taken down. Aspley still have the numbers. Bulch again down the line. They're still keeping in the field of play. Gowers towards half forward. That's a good kick. Now Henderson, he goes quickly. He'll find Arnold, 75 out from goal. Brilliant smother there, though, off the boot. And Southport will be coming right back through the middle. Dale will get this hand pass, give it back over the top. Now Boston can go. What does he do next? He's a very intelligent footballer and will just sort of prop himself and go towards a one-on-one. It was a good decision too, because he's got the big man in Turner who'll just turn it round and set it up. Stubbs can fly at this ball. Oh, he's just misjudged it there, Trent Stubbs. He's done that a lot today. And Aspley's got the ball and it's been taken by Stanley.
Yeah, Jack Stanley, the Aspley junior. What a brilliantly judged mark in defence and timely as well. Good kick. Finds Tom Bulch, the West Australian, who's relocated to Brisbane from East Perth just to further his career. Aspley quite happy to have him. John O'Giles into the middle of the field. Oh, Stackelberg basically attacked there by Oricchio. Free kick and advantage. Gowers picks it up, lowers the eyes and hits a target in Jono Freeman. So Jono Freeman's just scored the last goal of the game for Aspley. He's got the leg, he just needs the accuracy, and that hasn't been a problem for the Hornets so far. They've got 8 straight.
Yeah, they've had fantastic accuracy so far today, Aspley, but I really liked what William Gowers did there. Took the advantage decisively, and Freeman, his opponent, slipped over and just got a couple of metres, and he can put the Hornets in front here quite remarkably. Jono
Freeman from 50 uses the right boot to effect it, fades across, and he puts a blight on their scoreboard for the first time today. 8-1-49. It's 1 point the difference. Southport 50 leading.
It's the first time we're going to see a Southport kick in this afternoon. Clark short to Davis, wheels around quickly towards half-back. Willis in the blue boot, steps inside Henderson. He's under pressure but gets it away. Bowie now back to Willis. This is exciting. Has to step inside Lawrence. He can't. Brilliant tackle from Dougie Lawrence. He stopped him right in his tracks. And now Aspley can try and attack once again. He goes short with the kick. Now it's a hand pass further on. Payne towards the forward line, finding Freeman again against Davis over the back. Southport have the numbers and they can repel. It's sent towards halfback. That's a searching sort of a ball. It's a brilliant kick too. Big contest coming up. That is sensational work there from Jasper Craven to force the contest. Murphy keeps it in the field of play. He wheels around 65 metres out. Steadies. Goes short with the pass on. That's almost a slips catch from Reeves. But Jasper Craven just lined up his opponent there. I believe it might have been Charlie Ford. Hit him completely fairly, squarely in the chest, and it's another opportunity for the Hornets.
And he's leading all comers as far as disposals, Jasper Craven. He's got 18 disposals, a couple of tackles, and one beauty of a bump in there as well. As the throw-in's a little shallow. It's going to come again, is it? That's right. Umpire has deemed that we needed a little bit more Wheaties in that one. He is throwing it into a breeze, though, I must say. So the big ruckman, Alex Oricchio and Jake Spencer. Well, Spencer's peeling off this now. Gross is going to go in. Double fist it towards the pocket. Southport with the numbers. Davis scrubs it forward now. Ives. It's a torpedo to the top of the square. Freeman. He's been interfered with. He'll get the free kick. Brodie Murdoch didn't like it, the former St Kilda and Port Melbourne player, but Jono Freeman was retarded as he went to go for that ball.
Yeah, he certainly was. Free kick was certainly there. And Jono Freeman, he's starting to become a real presence. You can see they're starting to aim for him. He's starting to cause headaches for this Southport defence. Didn't have that much of an influence in the opening half, but if he can kick one here and put the Hornets in front, their tails are certainly up and they can certainly sniff a massive victory here this afternoon.
That'll push them in front. Jono Freeman from more or less directly in front comes in and strikes it nicely. Puts the Hornets in front. 9-1-55 plays 7-8-50. 5 points the margin. Aspley leads 17 gone. Third term. NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Michael Price and this is Riley Staraj.
Well, we said just before the start of the third term we felt the Sharks might have had another gear to go to and maybe put this game out of reach. They are on their home deck, of course, but it looks like Aspley at the moment, they've got all the run. They've got all the momentum. They kicked the last 3 goals of this game. It set itself up very nicely. Of course, cast your minds back to last year when these 2 times played. Of course, that was at Voxon Oval. It was a kick after the siren to try and win that for Southport. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way for them. But I wonder if we're going to have as close a contest this afternoon. It's back in the middle. Big clearance coming up. Spencer flies early. Neither ruckman got near it, really. It's hand pass further back. Trying to get it. There was Fields. It went off his feet. Now it's gone for Aspley. It was a hand pass from Stanley, then the kick forward from Ives, bounces inside Lonnie Hampton, immediately dispossessed. Ruse under pressure. Murdoch goes short, and now Southport have some run and they've got some space. Doran just needs to run onto this. He could have some leading forwards. The bounce eludes him though, and that was sensational. I was going to say sensational work, but it's a free kick nonetheless. It's gone against Aspley. Doran short. Now he'll find Williams, who will wheel around 48 metres out to put the Sharks in front. You bet he has! Great kick there from Williams, and Southport immediately take back the lead. 1 point the margin. And it is setting itself up for a fantastic conclusion in this one. 8-8-56, 9-1-55, 19 minutes gone into this third quarter.
I am loving this game of football. I've got to say, it's ebbing, it's flowing, it's some of the great skills, and every time one side gets a little bit of momentum and looks like they're just about to put the foot on the throat, the other side responds, and it's coming back and forward. It's got a finals-like atmosphere, and that's what I'm really liking about this game. 19 minutes gone, third quarter, 1 point the difference. The breeze is howling towards the left of screen, and that is the end that Aspley will be kicking to in the final quarter. This is an amazing setup here at Fankhauser Reserve. Really enjoying NEAFL round 9. I hope you are too. Through our broadcast partner Bar TV, the umpire Angus bangs it down in the middle. It's going to be extracted there by Boston over to Fife. A high left foot ball was well read there. Jackson Allen at right half back for Aspley. He's been very good in defence, as both defences have been quite good today. To the wing, Gowers in front of Fife. Gowers kept his feet, did well. Williams comes in, tackled by Billy Murphy. Oh, some intent being shown by both sides. Great game of NEAFL footy here, Riley Staraj.
You can feel cut the tension with the knife at the moment. It is setting itself up very nicely. It's been a fantastic game of football so far as it comes out of the pack. Bulch slides in on his knees, then gets the kick into the middle. This could really favour the Sharks because Davis will get there first. He'll pick it up, hand pass it forward to Shea, misses him, but it'll instead go the field, who is a lefty, so he has to go back to Shea, steps inside, and that's a great kick to Hall. That was sensational work there from Jamison Shea. He just had the composure to just stop himself, and instead of blazing away, let Josh Hall find the hole, and he can extend it to a 7-point margin with this kick.
He's kicked a couple of goals, Josh Hall. He is a great target and a magnificent athlete, but this is the one they need. 8 goals, 8 to Aspley's 9 goals, 1, 16 scoring shots to 10. Need to take these chances.
So Josh Hall, he's already kicked 2 this afternoon. This is for number 3. Sets it on its way, gets under the football, and it's gone across the face. So 1 behind, another missed opportunity for the Sharks. 2 points the margin, 8-9 to 9-1. Aspley to bring it in through Jackson Allen.
So again, squandering 7 more scoring shots Southport have had as Jackson Allen chips it into the pocket. Hits Tom Bulch. He's run a reasonable distance, loops a handball over the top to Dawson. Dawson, the lead of Gross. He chipped it over Gross's head against the wind too, by the way, as Davis just stops, props, gives it back to Boston. Oh, Boston slips over. So Billy Murphy picks his pocket and takes off. Outside of the right shoe, kicks it in the Nellis direction. Or Freeman came through, couldn't quite take it. Clark picked it up for Southport. Handball over to Boston now. Long down the outer wing, Josh Hall the target. It lobs onto the big man's chest and he drops a pud. Did it fall onto his foot? That's what the Aspley players were asking. But the boundary umpire says it will be a throw in at right half forward. That's a let off for Aspley because Josh Hall was off there.
He was, but I do think that might have actually hit a boot. So unlucky there for the Hornets. And the ball comes back in the gut into play. It's on the bottom of the contest, fed out through hands. Roos couldn't get it. It's to the back of the pack. Southport have the numbers. It's through Davis. We'll send it towards the forward 50 over the head of field. Stubbs is there looming. It sets towards the boundary. And Aspley are content to see it over. The tension has certainly risen in this third quarter. Both sides know what this means to them. Southport win today. They will go in the second. Aspley need to really win to keep their season up and moving and stay in touch with that top 4. Hall over the top, won the tap. It falls to Lawrence. Now it's kicked away towards the wing position. Oh, that's a good mark being taken there by Gross. He'll hand pass inside. He'll find Gowers, runs quickly through the middle of the ground. Now it'll go to Nellis, wearing that glove, wheels quickly. We'll set it towards the forward 50. Henderson's the target. He's wrapped up. Both players wrap up though, so umpire calls play on. Intelligently done. Stackelberg with the developing mullet will get the free kick. Or is it holding the ball?
No, incorrect disposal it was there, Riley. He was tackled. I thought he might have let go of the ball early, but he let go of the ball illegally, unfortunately. So Ryan Davis is going to take the free kick. Is he? No, it's not. It's actually going to be Brodie Murdoch. He's going to bring it over the top net to Clark. Clark Has a bounce, nobody approaching him, so he's going to have a couple. Run down the line and then extend the kick towards left half forward. Well read there by Hayden, but he's just stuck the one mid out, and that helps Southport. Ball comes back through Stubbs. And Shea to Davis. Davis chipped it and was looking for his target there in forward, but the Aspley defence have got it read, and Tom Bolch has it for them.
So Bolch will just have to kick it up the line. Oricchio in position 1A, and he's taken it as well. You could see that coming from a mile away. He's positioned himself really well today, the American. He's played a really good game. Shea into the 50, Stubbs flies, couldn't take the mark, off hands, forward, hand pass in the way. Now it goes to Clement, to Stubbs, to set them further in front. He does! That's number 2 for Trent Stubbs. And the Sharks extend it back to 8 points the margin, 9-9-63 to 9-1-55, 24 and a half going into quarter number 3.
Now, the big American there, yet again, he had 2 major targets to beat. He did. The ball went inside 50. They scored. He's done it a couple of times. In fact, he's done it 3 or 4 times today. Some basic big man stuff. Take the mark or bring the ball to ground. He's done it a couple of times and it's worked a treat. So kudos to the coaching staff, and I know Matthew Primus has been working really closely with him for what he's been able to do today and bring other players into the game. So that extends it for Southport. 8 points the margin. They have 8 more scoring shots, 25 minutes gone of the third term. This is NEAFL TV through Bar TV, round 9. Back into the middle. Spencer versus Oricchio. Spencer wins this one, but Boston sharks it. Williams, he can control it, gets tapped around the melon, umpire sees it, and he'll get a free kick. Play on advantage. Tyler Roos brings the ball out now. It's Michael Manteet who exploded at the start of this game. He kicks it to a dangerous spot. Jed Turner is the target, the big man. Front and centre, Hall. Stubbs again. Stubbs kicks his third. And they have just started to put the foot down here, the Sharkies at Fankhauser. 10-9-69. It's now a 14-point margin against Aspley, 9-1-55. 26 minutes gone third term, and if that is great work from Jed Turner, the big man, handball to Stubbs, and he finished it off.
Such an imposing target, Jed Turner, when he does have his stints inside the forward 50, and he just forced the contest. He couldn't quite take the mark, but Trent Stubbs, he was just standing outside the pack, and a player of his calibre and skill, well, you know he's going to get a result there. He's had an almost day, we described it in the second term, yet he still kicked 3 goals, so he's certainly had an influence and he hasn't stopped trying. And I think Stephen Daniels would certainly be very content with his application so far today. And a 14-point margin, Aspley really would want to get one more before three-quarter time. They will be going with a breeze in the final term, so they can go in with confidence in that fact. And they just love another one. Spencer won it down. Payne towards the forward line. Numbers converge from everywhere. Big spoil over from Murdoch. Finds a teammate. Now it's hand pass forward. Roos couldn't quite get the football. Nor could Henderson. Roos will get it back. He's immediately tackled there from Gowers. And it's going to be holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. So Henderson will break towards the forward 50. Will send it in. Oh, that's a great mark there from Clark. He just read that beautifully. And he'll send it wide. And it'll go to Williams.
He's been good today, Josh Williams, North Melbourne and Sons Academy player. He's kicked a goal, and now he's in defence. Long down the outer line. As soon as I give him the wrap, he turns it over straight up. So here's Jordan Arnold, the Tasmanian, puts it into the middle. Billy Gowers, Craven. Just holding it up now. Jasper Craven, leading the disposal count with plenty at the moment. Kicks it, and that's a nice pass. Gavin Gross, he's taken the mark. Now, normally you'd say he's got the leg here, but he's going to have to really pierce it through this wind. He's kicking directly into it.
Yes, he is, and he did well there to get the ball, because that was an absolute helicopter there from Jasper Craven. But he got front position and he dove for the mark well. As you said, normal day, he'd be able to sink this one no problem, but with this wind, it would take one mighty effort for Gavin Gross from here.
Well, if anybody's got the leg to do it, it is Gavin Gross. He's kicked 2. Can he keep the Hornets within a bull's roar here? Gets to 50, and he roosts it, but see the wind hold it up. Roving well, Freeman, tackled over the line by Ruse, but it actually stays inboard. It bounces over the head of Fields. Now Templeton for Aspley. Handball over there to Henderson. Henderson's trying to find the target in Craven. Charlie Ford chips in, knocks it over the boundary line, and we'll get another throw. But you can see Gavin Gross absolutely smashed that ball, but the breeze just held it right up.
Yeah, normal day he would have went through half post height, I reckon. But that wind is certainly playing a factor. But Aspley, it is in their forward half. They have an opportunity here. Well done from Spencer. He just worked a Riccio over at the kick forward in the forward 50. Willis got the hands away, and it's just smacked out of there by Clark. Stubbs couldn't quite take the mark. It was well done from Stanley. Allen immediately tackled, and there's going to be a ball up on the wing position.
See, Jackson Allen actually just stopped and propped to shepherd the ball there so Jack Stanley could go through, but miscommunication. So the umpire's going to ball it up here on the commentary wing as you see Andrew Boston come back on immediately. Cal Castledine goes to him. Mauricio gets it down. Castledine gets involved. Picked up by Spencer. Loops it into the path of Lonnie Hampton. It bounces kindly. Gets onto the right foot. Ill-directed. Mackenzie Willis again. Just read it. He's been sort of loose and cutting it off just about all day, Mackenzie Willis.
He's had a sensational game, I feel, defensively, Mackenzie Willis. Such a steady force for Southport as Clark goes short to Davis. There's an errant football on the ground. I want to get rid of that one. Just off play, but Davis will send it towards the wing. Turner's got to go against two here. He almost took the mark. He still imposes himself, dives on the ball. Hand passes it away. Hall will get there first, and Southport have numbers, but well done from Hampton. He got there straight away. Hall just got the hand pass, though. And instead of an Aspley free kick, we will have a ball up right in front of us.
Liam Dawson just down behind play. He was involved in that big collision there with Jed Turner. And boy, I think if Jed Turner bumps into you, you stay bumped into. Now Turner by himself he didn't take it. He tried to guide it down to Tyler Ruse. He has Payne jump on him. Ball stuck underneath the pair of them. We'll get a ball up directly in front.
Yeah, Liam Dawson does not look good at all at the
box. Liam Dawson looking a little bit, just a bit stunned, but he jogs off, and that's a good sign. Ball bounces towards the 50. Hall, brilliantly done. Back to Clements. Clements just gets a shoe to it. It stays inboard and then bounces over the boundary line for a throw-in. About 20 metres out from the Southport goal.
So if Southport can get another one before three-quarter time and extend it to 20 points, that would be massive for them. It's been a tussle all day. They've had more of the opportunities, but you don't think Aspley will die wondering. Hall, well, he just broke away, and just like that, there's the goal. That's number 3 for Josh Hall. He's so athletic. He's quite a tall man, 194 centimetres, but he just showed his agility and pace there. And now it's a 20-point margin in favour of the Sharks. 11-9-75, 9-1-55. Almost 32 minutes gone into this third quarter.
That's the pure athleticism and pace that you don't get with many 198 centimetre guys. Josh Hall, as we say, former national junior high jumper. He's done it all. He's played, he's been listed with the Gold Coast Suns. He's played rugby league with Penrith. He's done a bit of everything. And that just shows his athletic dexterity to have the pace to get around the rest of the pack and the other small forwards to get that ball. And more importantly for Southport, kick his third goal. So since Aspley broke to just a point away, Southport have kicked another 3 goals. Bang, bang, bang. Just to sort of stretch it, give them some 20-point margin, a game-high margin here late in the third term. It could come in handy. Aspley kicking with a breeze in the final term as Payne tackles his opponent in Andrew Boston. El Mucho gets up with the ball. Now it's Gross versus Turner. Turner wins this one, but Payne gets the handball away. It's come back into James Ives. Gets back around onto the right foot. Nellis the target. He's wrestled out of it once again. Mackenzie Willis. They just held Nellis underneath the ball. Mackenzie Willis went to the outer side. And Southport will get out of this yet again.
So Doran just content to go short. Dying stages of this third term. Fields will turn inboard. Dangerous sort of a kick, but Ruse. That's a great mark from Tyler Ruse. And it's changed the complexion of this entry. Goes in quickly, and it's another mark to Stubbs. He's flown at absolutely everything today. It went over Josh Hall's head on that occasion. but it's stuck in the mitts. And Trent Stubbs on the siren can line up and kick number 4 for him this afternoon.
We've said it's been an almost day. He's almost just taken the game by the scruff of the bloody neck in the second half. He's done a beautiful job as Trent Stubbs.
So Trent Stubbs will come in. He's going to have to kick it from about 45. He sets it on its way, and he's kicked a goal, and the Sharks get around him. Aspley have got a mountain to climb in the last quarter. Trent Stubbs, as you said, have taken the game by the scruff of the neck. 3 goals in that third quarter, Michael Price, and it sends the Sharks to a 26-point lead as we head to the final term. 12-9-81 to 9-1-55. Engrossing game of football, this one, but Southport in the last 10 minutes of that quarter just showed their quality.
Absolutely, as we said, a couple of points the margin, then bang, 4 goals straight after they've been so wasteful, Southport. So we go into the final quarter. Aspley will get that breeze to the left of screen, as we've said, but boy, they want to put the pedal down and actually get the ball and start using it straight away. It's going to be an enthralling final quarter. We'll come back with that very shortly. This is NEAFL TV, round 9 through our broadcast partner Bar TV. Back with the last quarter in a moment. Welcome back to Fankhauser Reserve here at Southport, the home of the Sharks for NEAFL round 9, the final quarter coming up. At three-quarter time, the Sharkies lead by 26 points after they led by 8 points at half-time. They led by 11 points at quarter-time. Aspley really pushing, very accurate, 9-1, but the Sharks 12 goals, 9. Michael Price and Riley Staraj calling your action. Riley, Aspley really need to start this quarter very hard. They're kicking with the breeze to the left of screen as we see it, but they need to really explode at the start of this quarter.
They need to get a couple of goals really early in this one. Just set some doubt in Southport's minds to hold on to this one. If Southport get the first one or two, you feel they might really run away with this. Aspley, they gave it everything in that 10-minute period where they kicked 3 consecutive goals, but Southport, to their credit, they are the defending premiers. They are a champion side. They just shut that momentum down, and with Trent Stubbs kicking 3 goals in that third quarter, really ripped the game apart and has got what could possibly be a decisive lead.
And the conditions, well, they've just cooled down a lot. We started off in about 23-odd degrees. We're in about 18 degrees now. A bit of cloud cover, but still a fine afternoon. The final quarter of NEAFL TV round 9. This is Riley Staraj.
So what have Aspley got? Can they make one last charge? Back in the middle, Spencer wins it down. Well, Riccio didn't compete at it, but it wasn't a decisive tap out. Hand pass tried to go to Manteed. Gowers tried to fly, couldn't get it off the hand pass. Southport work it out well. Willis, who's been one of their best all day, goes towards the wing. It beats Shea on the bounce. Well done there from Templeton. Hand pass. Payne spears it in the 50. It's a good kick too. We called for an immediate goal, and they've got an opportunity. Jono Freeman will line up. He's going to have to kick from about 50. It's going to have to be a good kick from there, but this could give them some momentum.
He's got a couple, Jono Freeman. Again, we'll say it. He's got to aim for just to the right side of the right goalpost. Not too far to the right, but that will curl it back in. The breeze is basically almost blowing diagonally to the left. So let's see how he goes.
You have the perfect angle here, ladies and gentlemen. Jono Freeman steps around, sets it that way, but it hasn't curled like it has all day, and it goes through for a behind. He set it in the spot that traditionally this afternoon had curled back nicely, but maybe the wind died down a fraction on that kick. It's rushed through for a behind. 12-9 to 9-2. Opening stage's final term.
So it's 10 more scoring shots that the Sharks have had as they bring the ball back in through Davis. Stubbs and or Hall. It's Stubbs who flies. Spencer taps it down. At the back, Jackson Allen. Handball to Stanley. Stanley now inside 50. Gross is going to have to go from the back. Great mark in front. Good defensive mark. Seb Tate gives it off now to Boston. Boston with the big switch takes it over to the left back pocket and finds Ryan Davis. It's Murdoch again. I always get those guys mixed up. They look very similar. Now it comes out. It's going to come to Stubbs, the man of the moment. On the commentary wing. Now it's starting to break open for the Sharkies. Timokai Bowie, who was on the Suns list, formerly Cairns product. Now he's going to kick it into the dangerous area. The big man is Dale roving. Oh, beautifully done there by Craven. He picked it up for Aspley. Gets out of trouble. Only momentarily, though, through the hands of Bowie. It gets back there to Shea. Shea hooks it back around to the top of the square. And Clements roves and is tackled. He roved it nicely. The ball spilled into the behind post and will be a throw-in in the right forward pocket. It's a few players down after a big collision there. It was Timokai Bowie. I think it's Jack Stanley, I'm not sure. It's Jasper Craven. Both of them down. Looks like a head knock. They've both got the thumbs up, but they're not feeling that flash.
Turner, well, it's tapped forward and it's a goal to the Sharks through Fife. That was decisive for Southport, and that extends the margin to 31 points. First time they've had an excess of a 5-goal break all afternoon. 13-9-87 to 9-2-56. Great tap from Turner just forward of the pack, and Fife just ran onto that ball and he set it over right into the car park, and an even bigger mountain now to climb for Aspley.
Yeah, both players we were just talking about. Sorry about that, Riley. They were just absolutely poleaxed on the ground, have jogged off the field. That's Jasper Craven and Timokai Bowie for Southport after a big head knock. But there it is, another dangerous player in Dylan Fife, the little Tasmanian. He just gets around, hard tackling, hard running, and he's in the right spot at the right time. Southport putting the foot down. I think that could be the Sharkies just saying, righto, this is our home deck. You've had a good run up until now, but we're about to put you to the sword. So Arruccio versus Spencer. Arruccio wins this one down. Lonnie Hampton explodes onto it now, using his pace, gets through the traffic towards Gross. Once again, Southport defence have got it covered. Davis, Manteet, they're going to get it away there. Oh, Freeman smothered it off the deck. Freeman, oh, he's lucky to hit his foot. Then it comes back through to Manteet, back to Clark. Clark, will he turn it over? No, it's beautifully directed, and they'll get out of here through Williams.
That was a sensational kick towards Williams, who goes to Davis. He had an option on the wing. Instead, he goes straight down the guts, and it's a good kick as well. It bounces up. It's going to hit forward. He sat it intelligently, does a bit of a goose step, breaks the tackle, almost misses the hand pass. Doran feeds it up. Fields, they're queuing up here. The Sharks towards goal. It's going to be a mark to Stubbs, and he will kick number 5 right from the goal square, and the Sharks are ripping this one apart.
Yeah, Trent Stubbs, we talked about him earlier. It's a nearly game. Now he's nearly going to win it off his own boot. He's nearly going to kick 10.
So Stubbs from the goal square kicks a goal, and the Sharks are on their way to win number 7 of 2019. Scoreline reads 14-9-91. 14-9-93, to 9-2-56. 5 minutes gone, final term.
Yeah, that's a 37-point margin, and once you've got to kick over the 6 goals to get back into it, regardless of whether you've got the breeze or not, it's going to be difficult, especially on Southport's home deck. It is a fast track, and they love it here. Wide open spaces. Kind of the opposite to Aspley's home ground at Vauxhall Oval, where it's a little thinner on each wing, a little bit damper underfoot. We'll see what happens here. I'd love to see Aspley come back just to provide us with more of a contest, but Southport showing their class and the way they're defending their premiership flag from last year has to be commended. It's Arruccio, gets over the top of Spencer. Manteet crawling on all fours, gives it to Boston, to Roos, who's been very important, gets the handball away. Misses Doran though. It's picked up there by Hayden. He got the handball back into the middle. Oh, well done, Jordan Arnold, the old don't argue, and then he kicks it inside 50. Tom Bolch takes the mark. Should go back with the aid of this breeze and have a fair dinkum ping out of Thomas Bolch. As we say, he's come from East Perth, relocated to Brisbane to pursue his AFL dreams and get drafted through the NEAFL. He'll have to let this go from just outside 50, but he's got the breeze more or less at his back. Just sinks the right slipper into it. It starts right, curls back enough. So the Hornets, where there's a goal, there is hope and there is time.
There certainly is plenty of time. Aspley needed that one desperately. They need to get a few in a row desperately. But it is under that 6-goal margin. There is still plenty of time. We've only played less than 7 minutes into this final term. And we have seen at times this year Aspley can get a run on, and they've got so much firepower up in their forward line with the likes of Freeman and Nellis. They've just got to win out of the middle, though. They pretty much have to be perfect from here on in to snatch this.
Well, it's been very difficult for them to get the ball out of the middle. The big men in Jed Turner and Alex Arruccio have really done a job on Jake Spencer today, and that's really harmed the chances of the midfielders for Aspley getting too much service out of the middle. Southport doing it very, very well.
So back in the middle. Sorry, Pricey.
You're all right, mate. It's umpire Angus about to bang it down, and he'll call it back. Just to prove we all make mistakes. That's why they put rubber on pencil. So we'll do it again. Yeah, Southport's midfield, Manteet, Roos, Fife when he goes through. Now Hampton gets involved for Aspley, but once again, Manteet gives it to Roos. Now to Williams. It's smothered by Billy Murphy, but Roos goes back in board again. He gets tackled high, wins the free kick. So Tyler Roos just bumped into his dad, Paul Roos, at half-time. Quite impressed with the way Southport are playing. Now Fife scrubs it forward. They go again. Charlie forward. All gets taken off the ball. Good pressure from Aspley. Dale picks it up. Now Clements. Clements left foot kick. Was well weighted. Aspley defence were there but gave away the free kick. And the umpire comes in and says it will be a free kick.
Yeah, they were unlucky there, Aspley. No other option, really, but to try and impact that ball. But Southport are just proving a little too classy at the moment. They are such a powerhouse club. Of course, they did win the premiership last year, and They're just going from strength to strength. Last couple of weeks they have been sluggish, it must be said, but today's been a pretty strong performance.
Michael Manteet having a great game. This is disposal number 19. He's already kicked 1 goal, 1. He leans back. As soon as you give him a rap, he struggles to actually score. So he kicked it out of bounds on the full. So the score stays 31 points the margin. The Sharkies lead it, and Aspley need to get a bit of a wriggle on here in the final term. So
Lawrence has the ball in the back pocket. He's a left footer, so he's just going to try send this as long as he can towards a contest. Freeman's going to have to do a job. He almost took the mark, but forced the contest nonetheless. Turner playing the role of a rover. Gets dispossessed immediately, goes back at it now, taps it out. Aspley have the numbers on the outside, but Dale gets there quick enough to lay a strong tackle. The umpire says, give it to me. Aspley, they pretty much have to be perfect from here to win this one. You get a run on. Get some quick transfer of the ball. When they have got that today, they've been dangerous. Henderson to Gross. Maybe this is an opportunity. Henderson goes again. Southport valiantly, though, get the ball back. Fife in towards the forward 50 sort of an area. It fell to Fields. Fields spears a pass in and Stubbs again. He's sniffing him at the moment. We said in the first half it was an almost sort of an afternoon. He was flying at everything, just couldn't quite stick it. Now he is lining up for goal number 6. Trent Stubbs. Well, you've been singing his praises today. You said that he was going to be a very good target up forward. And just imagine if you're Mitch Johnson sitting here watching this, you'd be thinking, how am I getting back into this spot? Because this man has taken the game by the scruff in the second half. He has made their forward line look very dynamic this afternoon. Trent Stubbs sends it on its way, but it hasn't even made the distance. It's spoiled through for a behind. 32-point margin. 14-10-94 to 10-2-62. Aspley will have the kick in. So they bring it back in. Jackson Allen has a boot on him, and he's going to go long, straight down the middle. It almost hits the centre square. Freeman went up early, could have given away a free kick. Southport now, they've got the run. Seb Tape, inside 50. Advantage by the kick was the Aspley defence, but it gets punched forward. Fields, Fife, lowers the eyes. Bowie, now it goes back to Fields. Has a go at it from 45 on the left foot and just manages to score. One behind. 14-10, 94, 10-2-62. Or is it 14-11, Riley? Have I missed a point? It's 14-11. There you go, I've missed a point. 95 plays 62. So, Allen will basically do it all again. Straight down the middle. Freeman's got to compete. Can't take the mark. Comes off hands of Willis. Murdoch couldn't get it. Now a hand pass is fed out. It's Stackelberg, sends it forward. It's really open. Is it an opportunity for the likes of Murphy? He'll run onto it. He will get past his opponent. He'll set it 30 metres out, and he will miss. The dribbler. There it is, the dribbler. Well, Billy Murphy, when you're on, and you're not, you're not. And he has not been on this afternoon, it must be said. He could have run that all the way, but that is a massive missed opportunity as the Sharks will bring it back into play. And they do it easily too. Tyler Roos again racking up the touches, gets the handball away. Now it's long down the outer side. That's a really good mark taken by Jack Stanley. It's going to be brought back. No, they're just taking their time. The Southport Sharks have held it up. It's a long kick towards right half forward. Freeman the target. He was bumped into it as he was flying. Lonnie Hampton's going to rove. Gets around. Loops a handball over the top. Bolch. Now it's Big Spencer. Spencer to Craven. Craven hooks it around and hits the post. Been that kind of day. He's had a very good game today, Jasper Craven. The 31 points it goes back to with the Sharks leading. That was a great kick in there from Murdoch too. Found Willis to Bowie. He'll hand pass it short, finds Roos. He'll just work himself well enough back to Bowie, who just shows a good set of heels and hand passes away. Just stays in the field of play to Fife. Will send it towards half forward. Stubbs the target. He's taken it again. Trent Stubbs has been magnificent as the game has gone along. It was a good kick too because it changed the angle. Shea, 70 metres out, will send it into the 50 to Hall. Sensational transfer of the ball there from Southport. And Josh Hall will have a shot. Tough kick from here. He'll have to kick from about 53. But if he can get this, it'll be all she wrote, you'd have to say. 3 goals already to Josh Hall. This one is not out of his range, but he's kicking into the teeth of that breeze. If he kicks it up too high, it will stop dead. So Hall, he'll go short. Good sort of a pass, and that's a good mark too. That was very professional from Josh Hall. He's just set himself to try and sort of motion that he was going to take the shot, and Boston, he's about 10 metres closer in a better angle to well done Southport.
Yeah, that was well done by Josh Hall. It was just outside of his range, and I think he felt that as well with regards to the breeze. Bit of stink going on between Tyler Roos and Henderson as Tyler Roos is running off.
So Boston, to extend Southport's margin back to 37 points. He'll kick it from inside 50. He'll take a good kick. It's always to the right. Just misses. Looked like it might have been drawing back, but just to the right side. So 32 points the margin. 14-12, 96, 10-4, 64, 14 and a half going into this final term.
So Aspley, desperate to move the ball along as Jackson Allen brings it back in. And the lead was from Gowers. It was honoured. Handball now to Dawson on the left foot. He set a big task for Stackelberg. Stackelberg did well to get his hands to it at the back. Williams, handball off now. Taylor can't control it. He did okay. Manteet, Williams back in Manteet's area. Templeton did beautifully. Handball off to Jono Giles. Giles spears a pass, but to nobody in particular. Ryan Davis, he slips over. Went back to get it, and that was crude from Jono Freeman. Lucky not to give away a free kick. Tackle there, the ball spills. Freeman back involved, tackled by Davis. Billy Murphy, he gets some area. Now he chips back. Cal Castledone's going to take the mark, and everybody's saying stop and have a shot. He will have to kick it from 45, but at least he's more or less directly in front with the breeze behind him.
Must kick it, Callum Castledine, to keep Aspley. Give him a tiny bit of hope. They've missed some opportunities in this final quarter, it must be said. When they've been so accurate all afternoon, their accuracy has eluded them, but massive kick here.
Cal Castledine, of course, did his ACL, recuperating through 2018. Great to see him back, and he comes in from 45. Kicks it nicely. Deserves a goal to Cal Castledine. 11-4, 70 for Aspley. 14-12, 96 for the Sharks, and that makes it a 26-point margin.
There's still time. As I said, they're going to have to be perfect from here, Aspley, to try and pinch this one. But we're about halfway through this final term, so there is time, and we know what they can do at their best. They just need to pretty much get it out of the middle and just put some real doubt in the Sharks' mind, because at the moment, every time the Sharks go forward, you feel like they're going to kick a goal, whether it's through Stubbs or whether it's through Josh Hall. Aspley, when they've moved forward, it's looked a little bit more stunted at times today.
Very dangerous as well when you got Aruccio in the ruck, and then they throw Jed Turner, who floats down as another full forward option. Gives them plenty of tall timber as well. So back into the middle. Aruccio, Spencer wins this one decisively, but it went straight down the throat of Manteet. He's hugged and tackled by Giles, and we'll get it all again in the centre circles. 19 gone, final term on NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Spencer gets it forward. Manteet, then Payne gets involved to Gowers. Castledine looping a handball over the top. Giles tackles his opponent into the ground. The ball stuck underneath, and there'll be a ball up right on the attacking 50 for Aspley.
So opportunity here for the Hornets. They must get a goal from this clearance to just try and put a little bit of doubt in Southport. Murphy, he hasn't had a great game, but is this his moment? He sets it on its way. It's just to the left. Two behinds in this final quarter for Billy Murphy. And it brings it back to 25 points. 14-12, 96 to 11-5, 71. 17 and a half going into this final term. Southport to bring it back in.
Still 10 more scoring shots. 14-12 to 11-5. Southport over Aspley. Long kick in. Dawson did well over the back. Charlie Ford couldn't control it. Good contest there. Henderson coming through, and Clements for Southport. Ball spills to Jasper Craven for Aspley. It's a wobbler sideways. Oh, good hands, Freeman. Really, really good hands. It was a sideways spinning ball. There's an awkward fall there. Is it?
Look, it's
Andrew Boston getting back up. He has put a little bit of weight on. I thought he was Seb Tate there for a moment. Andrew Boston. Of course, had a fine season their premiership year last year, doing so again this. Jono Freeman's kicked a couple, missed a couple. He'll let go from right on 50, strikes it reasonably. It's curling back around. That's good, Jono Freeman. Really good. Gets their 12th goal. 12-5-77. It's now 19 points the margin. Do we dare to dream, Rolly Staraj?
Well, I am a dreamer, so I will. It is going to be very hard here from Aspley, but they've got 2 in a row now in pretty quick succession. We haven't hit time on yet into this final term. There is still time. And as I've said all day, we know what quality they have got and what potential they do have. They've just got to put the application in now. I think they know how massive this game is for season 2019 and how crucial it is. If they can somehow pinch a victory this afternoon, it sets up their season really well for the back half of the year. So massive centre clearance coming up for both sides. And it'll be a Riccio, and he'll be up against Spencer. That's a magnificent bounce as well from the umpire. Spencer wins the tap down. Payne, the 3-time MVP, gets the hand pass away. Hampton breaks away from Ruse. Here come the Hornets towards the forward 50. That's a good kick to Bulch. Couldn't take the mark. Freeman, sensational sort of a blind turn. Templeton will step inside, slip over, get the hand back to Bulch. Will work himself back. He's got an option over to Templeton. Now he'll find Hayden. Will set it up towards the forward 50. Freeman's got a job to do here. No mark taken from Tape. Aspley still have the opportunity. Back to Castledine. Steps inside one. Tries to find Bulch. Oh, well done there from Tape, the veteran. He just used his body superbly, and it's cleared away from Manteet.
Manteet straight down the line, punched towards the line there by Jordan Hayden. And all of a sudden, 20 minutes gone, final term, Aspley are really providing the spark. They are in an attacking mindset, and they're in an attacking position as well. At left half forward with the boundary umpire about to throw it in. They're trailing by 19 points. Southport holding on. Riccio versus Spencer. Riccio down to Boston. He's tackled immediately. Gives it off to Manteet. Tackled. Didn't hit his foot. Hampton hurled him over the boundary line. We're going to get another throw in. Thought that could have been an illegal disposal there. It was a great tackle from Hampton. Just imagine if Aspley get yet another goal really quickly. It'll be 13 points the margin with plenty of time left. Throw in. Spencer gets the front position, gets the tap down to Payne, who drops it uncustomarily. Now it's with Hampton, tackled by Ruse. Nobody's going anywhere. We'll have a ball up right on a 50.
It's where Aspley wants it, though, at their forward end of the ground. Spencer, he's had his colours lowered a bit today, but we know he can be such a good tap ruckman. Riccio wins it well. Boston, big clearance. Hall pushes off his opponent. Sensational work, and it's an open forward line. Stubbs will be the target. If he can beat off Arnold, he has some space. Arnold did well to force the contest. Now it goes though to Clements. Stubbs is over the top. He can put the nail in the coffin. 35 out. Sets it on its way, and he dribbled it.
Oh, it's a dribbler.
He dribbled it, and the Hornets are still alive. 20 points the margin now. 14-13, 97. 12-5-77. Aspley have got to go from here.
Oh, the coach killing dribbler. We've seen a few of them today where a drop punt would have been sufficient. Templeton now drills it down the middle. Stackelberg takes the mark in front of Davis. Wants to really get a wriggle on. Long kick towards at the back. Gross and Bulch at the back. Bulch roves. Tackle. Didn't have the pill. Ball spills. Southport have it. Doran. He's going to get chased down. Lowers the eyes. Hits little man in Clements, who did beautifully. He chips forward now to Bowie. Bowie, should I dare say Bowie, in space. Goes long towards Turner. Takes the mark, did Big Jed Turner. Safe against the boundary line. He wants to get a roll on as well. Uses the left foot, kicks it inside 50. Spencer went back, crunched the pack. Hall picked it up, got the handball away. No, Aspley intercept, and it's with Payne. He's going to take it over to Henderson. They should get out of trouble if it bounces kindly.
Henderson was a little laconic, though, going towards the football. He's turned it over. Well tapped from Hall towards a teammate. Hand pass fed further back. Now it's Field, 60 metres out. Will set it towards Stubbs. He can't get a run at it. And Aspley have got the ball, but they've got to move it pretty quickly. Time is really starting to become a factor now. It's sent away from Dawson towards half-back. Gross has got to take this. He doesn't. He's against Turner. Turner feeds it back, but he's turned it over. Now to go to Spencer. Templeton. Hand pass to Craven. Couldn't get it. Well done from Templeton to get it again. They're going to run through the middle. They're going to chance their arm. Set forward from Hayden. He sets a torpedo towards the 50. Bulch the target. Over the back. Murphy. Murphy dispossessed towards the square. And it's a free kick. And it's going the way of Aspley. It is going the way of the Hornets, and Billy Murphy can bring it back to 14 points with time still remaining.
23 minutes gone, final term. Billy Murphy, he's not going to waste any time here.
Murphy sets it, and he's kicked it. He's kicked a goal. The Hornets are within striking distance here, ladies and gentlemen. 14-13, 97, 13-5, 83, 23, almost 24 minutes gone into this final term. Plenty of time for the Hornets to snag 3 goals from here.
Oh dear, oh dear. Now we have a barnstorming finish. Aspley, can they get this clearance and give us an even closer contest? 24 gone, final term on NEAFL TV. What a cracker. We said it was going to be a tight contest. It was in round 2 where Southport, again, it's almost following that script. Southport were a little wasteful, should have won by a fair bit, but Aspley's dogged determination. Southport just got over to break that 7-year hoodoo, and we're doing about the same job here at Fankhauser Reserve. What a cracking Saturday afternoon of footy here at Southport. We're back into the middle. This is a crucial clearance in the middle. Auricchio versus Spencer. I'll give that one to Auricchio again. He got it back to Boston. How did he get rid of that, sir? He threw it, said the umpire. That's advantage. No advantage. Gowers kicks it inside 50. Nellis gets rid of his opponent, picks it up, kicks it towards the top of the square. Freeman couldn't quite get there. Just a skinny kick, one behind results. So it's now 13 points to the margin. Southport lead this one. We've played 25 minutes of the final term.
So Southport, they just want the siren to go now because the Hornets are coming. It's sent in from Fields. Oh, almost the mark to Hall. Well done from Stanley. Taps it back to Craven. He couldn't get it. Forward to Shea. Shea will run with it. Hand pass over the top. It's a good one. He'll find Clements. Stubbs in the forward 50. Will take this ball and he will just soak up some time. He's got Ford running on if he wants to go there, but I think he's just going to say, I want the responsibility to kill this charge off. Oh, he's called to play on though. He'll go short. Scrub of a kick. It's going to be turned over. Castledine. Well, he's fumbled it and then he's dispossessed. And Southport have tied this up inside their forward 50 and they would be just fine with that. They've got a 13-point lead. Almost 26 gone final term.
Question without notice. Trent Stubbs. Why wouldn't you just stand there, soak up your 30 seconds instead of bouncing around, give the umpire an excuse to call play on? It's Clements tries to get around him, holding the agate. Good tackle. Aspley. Probably their final chance to get back into the contest. Willie Gowers gives the ball back. Now Craven. He takes off. Handball to Gowers. Gowers fashions a pass. Good lead. Nellis, good pass. Now Nellis wheels back around, finds Templeton in the middle of the ground. He's going to take off. He's got Lonnie Hampton at left half forward. Ignores him and kicks it straight down the throat of the Southport defence. He had a man on his own in Lonnie Hampton. It was a really good mark taken by Jordan Taylor, and the Southport Sharks are off.
Doran from halfback will go towards Dale on the wing. And he'll be just content to hold this up. He'll go short with a kick. You'll find Stubbs. And the veteran is just content to bring it back into Boston. Looks like there's an Aspley player down behind, just in front of the plate. Boston to Doran. It's just pitched inside the field of play, and we'll have a throw in. 27 minutes gone now, final term. Yeah. They have been long quarters today, so you still feel this one might have a little bit of time into it. But Aspley have just got to be lethal from here with their execution.
Sorry, mate. Jordan Hayden was actually the player that was down behind play. He's back up, just a bit winded, methinks. It was a heavy contest that he was involved in. 27 gone, final term. Sharks leading by 13 points over Aspley. Once again, Auricchio and Spencer. It's picked up by Boston. His kick smothered. The big American Auricchio gets involved. So does Manteet and just pushes it forward. Now it's intercepted by Aspley. Hampton loops a handball over to Templeton. What can they do here now? Gets given to Payne. Payne puts it towards Stackelberg. Will it bounce for him? It goes past him. Stackelberg burns Tape off. Oh no, he doesn't. Tape. Great tackle, Seb Tape. Just right on his hammer and stops on an almost certain goal for the Aspley Hornets.
And that is a game-saving tackle, you feel. Sensational from Seb Tape. He goes short to Clark, and Southport can possibly start to look to soak up some time now, although that does not help. That's out on the full, so it's going to be coming right back in. Freeman is in the forward 50, but they're going to have to go quickly. It's a kick on goal. That's a good shot on goal. It's hit the post just to the right side from Jordan Hayden. To the left side, sorry. It's hit the woodwork, and that would have brought it back to 7. But instead, 2 straight goals. Southport with the ball. They're in pole position here as Murdoch will bring it back.
Murdoch on the left foot, kicks it towards a contest. Stanley's going to have to go for Aspley. Great grab in front of Turner. Now they've got to get a wriggle on. 2 straight goals. Jack Stanley, handball over the top to Gowers. Here we go. He goes into 50, has a ping out of Billy Gowers, and it sprays to the left. Oh, they're peppering here, the Hornets. It is now 9 points the margin. Sorry, it's 11 points the margin. That goal would have brought it back in.
Big kick in from Murdoch, goes over the back. Stanley couldn't take it on that occasion. Payne, he's escorted out of play. 29 gone now in this final term.
Aspley have kicked 4 goals, 7 in this quarter. 4 goals, 7.
Oh, they've certainly peppered it. They've had their opportunities in this last quarter. They know the importance of it. They might have one last chance here. Auricchio wins it down to the bottom. Comes off hands, trying to find Allen. Craven on the hands and knees, gets it away. Hampton picks it up. Now it'll go towards Eyes. He's got to find a target in the 50. It goes towards the pocket. It's spoiled away and it's out of play. It's in the forward 50. Almost 30 minutes gone into this final quarter. You feel like this is going to be a long one.
Well, there's been plenty of stoppage time, but they need a goal here. They need a goal from this stoppage.
They absolutely do. They've got to be perfect from here, Aspley. Auricchio wins it down. Boston gets the clearance away. It pitches at right angles and it goes out of play.
Just saw some Aspley wags to our left saying that was deliberate. Very much so. Good luck to them trying to appeal for that one. There's going to be a throw in. 11 points the margin. Southport leading very late in the final term, but Aspley are charging. Spencer, Auricchio at the back. To McCoy Bowie, he picks it up, pulled down. Oh, and it's just as his Dax pulled down by Castledine, exposing the floral undies as he kicks it down the wing. Doug Lawrence does beautifully. Now Aspley, will they get the ball back? They will. Oh, it's John O'Giles, could have caught one in the back of the scone. Handball now, Gowers gets it over the top now. It's got to go to Arnold. Oh, good smother there from Hall, lands in the arms of Manteaton. There it is. Southport by 11 points here at Fankhauser in an absolute drop-dead ding-dong contest here on NEAFL TV. NEAFL round 9. Love it when these two sides get together. 2 state league powerhouses and another brilliant contest, Riley Staraj.
Fantastic contest this afternoon. Southport held on to the end. I think Coach Steve Daniels, though, he wouldn't be too happy with that final term. At one stage, that margin got out to in excess of 6 goals. Aspley, you felt if there was a couple more minutes on the clock, they might have pinched it. There's a bit to take away for that final term that they certainly didn't take their opportunities, though. They took them all day when they had them. Southport better for a lot of this contest, but unfortunately the siren beat them, and unfortunately for them they now fall to 2 and 5, and they're going to be up against it for the rest of the year, while Southport continue on their way 7 and 1, moving the second position after Sydney's lost this afternoon.
Absolutely, and keeping right close to the Brisbane Lions undefeated. Just having a look at some of the carnage that has happened here today. In the second minute of the second quarter, Ben Warren has, we see a right leg injury. He was taken off the field, he was iced immediately, and now he's going across the field on crutches. Mackenzie Willis for Southport, a left ankle. You can see he's just hobbling. He's got some ice on there, but he's walking along, just talking to Ben Warren as we speak. Both sets of players are absolutely spent. There is no energy for anything else apart from getting across to each other, shaking hands and saying good contest. What a ripping game of NEAFL footy. Really enjoyed that one, Riley. You've got some good stats for us.
Yeah, certainly do. Leading disposal getters this afternoon. Andrew Boston really worked into that game, particularly second half. Leading disposal getter on the ground. He had 27. Tyler Roos, industrious as always. He had 21 disposals. Michael Manteaton started with 10 disposals in that first quarter, ended up with 20, so influence was quelled after half-time. Whilst we look at the Hornets, Jasper Craven He had 25 disposals. He was one of the Hornets' absolute best all afternoon. Billy Gowers, he got 20 disposals. And Matthew Payne, he also got 20 disposals. Not his usual influence, I feel, but he still certainly gave it everything he had. Just some other stats as well. Inside 50s really evened up in that last quarter. Aspley really peppered it. Southport 49 inside 50s to Aspley's 45. Hitouts, that was nominated by Southport 66 to 53. Clearances were virtually even. A lot of the statistical markers in that last quarter really evened out because Aspley came home with a wet sail.
Oh, Aspley in the last quarter, 4 goals, 7 to Southport's 2 goals, 4. So they had the opportunities, couldn't quite take them in there as well. I just look at a couple of those dribble kicks. They hit the post a couple of times, did Aspley. It's one of those things. It can bounce either way. Today, it didn't bounce in Aspley's favour. Dan Webster, the coach of Aspley, would be pleased with his team's efforts. They fought it out to the end. Unfortunately, they came up short. Just quickly, the goal scorers for Southport. And he just bobbed up and took the game by the scruff in the second half. Trent Stubbs kicked 5. Josh Hall with 3. Singles to Aruccio, Clements, Williams 5, Fields and Manteet. For Aspley, Jono Freeman 3, Nellis 2, Gross 2, and singles to Giles, Castledine, Bolch, Gowers, Templeton and Murphy. So there it is, round 9, NEAFL TV, as we see the vision of the Southport Sharks coming off the field, victorious and, might I say, exhausted as well. Riley Staraj, thanks very much for calling today. A ripping contest, as I say.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure, and I think Southport, they ended up holding on in the end, and I think they've got a lot of good prospects again in season 2019. They'll be a contender.
Another ripping round of NEAFL TV, and NEAFL round 9 continues. All games have been commentated on and presented for you live this weekend. I'm Michael Price on behalf of Riley Staraj and Trev, the technical genius from Bar TV. I'd like to say thanks very much for streaming, and we'll catch you next time on NEAFL TV.